Hey, I have something to show you.
I cannot be interrupted.
There's a new content cop.
What?
A new content
What?
content cop.
I haven't heard that name in almost 10 years.
Well, iDubbbz did a content cop on H3.
Is this like when Gen X gets excited they're doing a Goonies remake?
You're excited about this?
I thought iDubbbz quit YouTube.
No, he just stopped saying slurs.
Exactly. I thought he quit YouTube.
Look, a lot has changed on YouTube since 2015. Drama videos are now usually 5.5 hours long. iDubbbz is woke.
So much has changed. I got married. I have 7 kids now.
That's a weird amount of kids in a relatively short amount of
I
time.
switched political ideologies, gosh, probably 7 times.
Those kids really messed you up, huh?
I was a different person back then. I'm so much better off now.
I'm glad that era of YouTube is over. Do you want to watch it?
Okay.
His name came from him dubbing over videos.
Too far. Welcome to the stream where I'm going to be lazy this time around. Not that I'm normally not lazy, but let's get the show started with Rob Media. iDubbbz falls from grace. I'll put some commentary in here for filling out the void. So let's get this show rolling.
What we do here is go
Subtitles
back,
for the hearing impaired
I'm
like
gay.
myself. Yes, you are, man. Let me not do.
Reagan and Bush. These are the words that grant me the push.
Yep.
You're stealing my format. No, stop! You're stealing my format. We're
You
all
were
about
always
saving
gay.
animals here on the channel. We don't kill them. We're not about killing. Man, big mountain. That's fan mail.
What about killing your own career, Ian?
Over there in the corner. My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, and I think all of it is cool.
Is that her last name?
He's taken her last name.
Cool. That's not cool. It's cuckish. A little bit, yeah.
I'm gonna make you look like an asshole,
Really?
which isn't hard to do.
The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. We lost $250,000 on the event. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel.
Proof, please. When we get to that section,
Welcome
I
back
hope
to
he
YouTube
has that
history.
section.
In this episode, we'll be delving into the bizarre
Yes. Rob, you can watch the video, hear Rob's lovely voice. Going through all the wonderful stuff. I'm just going to reap the rewards because I'm ass.
iDubbbz created his first YouTube channel on March 26, 2010,
What the
but
hell?
apparently only uploaded 2 videos on it. The iDubbbz TV YouTube channel was created on August 30th, 2012. While he'd sometimes go by his real name, Ian, the iDubbbz name came from him dubbing over videos. The 3 B's don't really stand for anything, but on multiple occasions he stated that it stands for beer, bikes, and booty, his 3 favorite things.
He's got to take at least one of those fucking things off that his fucking name now that he's sort of. Should it be iCucks now? I think he should change it. Okay. Booty, 2 sexes for anyone.
Much of iDubbbz's first uploads were Let's Plays, a genre on YouTube that was still pretty new and popular. Ian managed to stand out due to playing indie games, most notably Overgrowth, Hotline Miami, and Gary's Mod. He'd upload these daily for quite a long time, with new series.
Yeah. Rob, good source of information. Let's get to the meat. Okay. His back street. Getting back there. Hot sauce. Trademark along with a whole bunch of other cuts
where he
out there
roasts
in the
awful
world.
Kickstarter gaming projects. These were really well received by his at the time small audience, so he decided to expand upon it.
Oh, God. I don't even want to know
On September
that.
18th, 2013, iDubbbz released the first episode of Kickstarter Crap, called The Unknown Virus. In it, he criticizes a Kickstarter project made by a couple of British teenagers who want to release their own zombie game.
All right, let me get this straight. I'll give you £5. You give me
Not bad at all. Okay, not great, but at least having a little fun with it.
temple or something.
How did Kickstarter crap turn into the crap it was?
Shit. I give you £10. I make the game. I give you £15. I make the game. Then I have to give you a back massage. Does that seem right?
This video isn't up on his channel anymore for some reason, despite the second episode onwards still being found. A big reason why this series did so well is that he not only make fun of these projects, but give legitimate criticism on why they suck. Plus, some of these were scams that were going down the path of becoming a scam.
Yet he can't take criticism on a lot of things, it seems like. Plus, get into any what of death. So, gonna speed run this. Let's see how long I fail. The feminist photo book. Well, I know. Ba, ba, ba. A little
Times
bit
out of
more
10 said
Kickstarter
by a
crap.
woman to another woman.
In a 2014 episode, iDubbbz talks about the pony dating simulator project called Dark Skies. In it, he points out how it seems the project was only made to scam money out of bronies. It turns out, though, this project was a parody of bad Kickstarter projects, as it was made by none other than Sam Hyde. Him and his crew...
Okay. Go in there. Plus, isn't everything made for bronies sort of scamming them, even themselves?
Dark Stream were the ones to make it as a big trolling effort, which definitely worked.
You know, you kind of look like my dad. Maybe I should cut you up just for fun.
You kind of look like my dad. Maybe I should cut you up just for fun.
What the?
Yeah, this is a line that a pony is saying.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you going to cut someone up with?
Well, at least it's not some of the other degenerate stuff the bronies fuckers do. Sheesh. So this is actually the start of the feud between Sam Hyde and iDubbbz. And Sam Hyde's had some famous feuds throughout the ages. Fucking Tim Heidecker when he got to Adult Swim, and of course everyone knows the famous line, you're gonna beat the crap, you're gonna kill Hassan, you're gonna beat him in the ring. No, I'm gonna come to his house. Everyone knows that.
Who he talked about in 2 videos. I first discussed a project from the Cybermatrix game console, which was nothing more than poorly rendered MS Paint drawings.
Funding unsuccessful. Imagine that. Maybe people don't want to fund a crook. Maybe the American people don't want to.
Yeah. What? This is the cuck, the pre-cuck era, I'm guessing there.
Funded the project ironically, allowing it to reach its minuscule goal. So, a second Cybermatrix project was made to get even more money, which Ian also covered. This got the attention of Pisces, who made one of the most unhinged video responses I've ever seen. This is actually where the phrase "nigger faggot" came from, as Pisces used it on iDubbbz. I wouldn't even count iDubbbz's next video as a response, but rather a roast. He eviscerates him to no end, one retard to another. It's beautiful.
And I guarantee what won't happen is this.
Did you guys see that?
Is this.
Okay. The cringe of that era. The starting of this, so he started with Kickstarter crap. Got it. I got more into him after he got into the commentary crap. I didn't even really follow him very much. I liked his Tana Mojo one. Go sue me. I think that was the most impressive of all his things, but I'm burying the lead on this. As I said, yeah, you want to learn the history of iDubbbz? I'm going over brief scan of it.
Buddha, sucky dicky monkey, lumpy muffin mama, saggy titty grandma, creepy mitten mommy, wriggly giggly weenie.
The feud between these two is pretty short-lived since Caffeine realized.
I'm fucking hell. Of course, I sound all robot-y. Fucking internet. Let me just continue.
How good this all was for his bottom line. He embraced the meme hood and even re-uploaded his response video after having previously taken it down. This series was what brought Ian into the limelight. It transformed him from an obscure gaming YouTuber to an upcoming commentary juggernaut. He'd go from 20,000 subscribers in late 2013 to 80,000 in late 2014. One of these new subscribers was Max Mofo, another prominent YouTuber who was mostly known for prank calls at the time.
Okay, this pretty much tracks with all the things going on. I'm thinking his downfall happened well before that. He got a little bit shy guy around the Leafy thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure he got some shit for that with all the stuff around, but that was the peak. And then the valley, then the peak again with the Froggy Fresh Creators Clash 2 thing. He's had many downfalls over the years.
I'll be mentioning him again shortly. The series would continue for a few more years, with later episodes talking about multiple projects all under one theme. Spin-offs were made, like one called Indiegogo Excrement, where he'd make fun of bad Indiegogo projects. Another called Where Are They Now would talk about the few successful Kickstarter projects he had previously discussed. After over 100 episodes, the final edition of
It's nice. He put some positive stuff in his crap. You know, probably didn't do as good. Positive stuff never does as well as negative stuff overall. So,
as you can tell by the title, he just unboxes stuff. What separates this from all other channels making unboxing videos is Ian himself. No matter what he opens up, he manages to make it pretty entertaining. At first, he begins by mainly opening up subscription boxes and other random junk, like toothbrushes, stickers, pencils, and loot crates. For a Halloween episode, he would
For context, here, this was the MLG craze. Okay, craziness was a suit, and green guy was a thing. Did he sort of worm his way into that crew? I'm sure Rob is gonna touch upon the sort of Max Motherfo and Filthy Frank sort of thing. All of them got out. I don't even fucking know where Max Motherfo is. And fucking anything for views went with the terrible sort of baited return after they got rid of the entertained people there. And Andy Melanakis, that little midget guy there.
Dress up in his now iconic Tingle the Elf getup in a video where he simply reviews a bag full of candy while carving an orange as if it were a pumpkin.
So now we have our pumpkin unboxed, and we can do whatever we want with this pumpkin.
I think a big part of why I still like these so much is just the sheer willpower this man has. He'd do anything just to get a laugh from his audience. The series is juxtaposed with him calmly opening something to him slurping down plastic glue.
Are you familiar with Asian? I am. They make anime.
Keep that in mind.
The combination of Kickstarter crap and bad unboxing was a godly duo that really helped him grow in subscribers. In fact, by May 2015, he would finally reach 100,000 subscribers. For such an occasion, he made a special video, known for him shooting on a Draw My Life attempt and dancing to Uptown Puffs in the Tingle suit. Let's all just admit that he has some sick-ass dance moves, and the fact he keeps a straight face throughout is hilarious. In an October 2015 video, iDubbbz would unbox one of many packages sent by a mysterious man named Masaki, though you'll most likely know him by Samurai Buyer, which is also the name of his website. It's common knowledge that this company was a fucking scam made by...
Damn, you're right. Cold Ones. It's doing pretty good. I didn't know where anything for views went. Thank you for informing me on that particular thing. Yeah, let me just switch. Okay, I retract. Good and going. I guess it suits him better than some other people out there. You can learn things during these things. Keep that in mind.
By a group of people who aren't even from Japan. They would reach out to random big YouTubers to unbox their broken shit in order to increase business, which kind of worked. Though with iDubbbz, he would constantly troll Masaki, which is what made these videos so great.
I've stolen his gay logo, and I put it on a sweatshirt, and any proceeds from selling these sweatshirts or shirts will go directly to me and not Masaki. So fuck you, Masaki. Send your slant-eyed lawyers to come and write me a DMCA. I don't care. I'm not gonna bend over for you anymore. Fuck you.
Another saga of unboxings were his one-up box videos. By the end, he would throw one of these boxes down the Grand Canyon while on a trip with his buddy Rajor.
So I'm here at the Grand Canyon.
So you can see the escalation and the sort of edginess or just pure stupidity out there, it seems like, okay? Just pure and utter absurdity out there. I remember the Masaki stuff vaguely, okay? This other stuff I wasn't really into. A lot of people did jump on board with the content cop, and I tried to get into his other stuff, just too wild and zany even for my wacky ass.
Hopefully you take me a bit more seriously this time.
Yeah, that's about as seriously as anyone else. How he is. So this is going to be an arc, it looks like. A very beautiful arc here.
Around the same time, Ian would begin opening fan mail his subscribers would send to his P.O. box. Now, if there's one thing I can guarantee, it's that iDubbbz fans are way weirder than him. I mean, it was common for them to send him dildos, anal beads, weapons, other weird shit, and Reagan and Bush merch.
Not only is it funny because this election happened so long ago, but it's also funny because Reagan and Bush are hard right-wing conservatives. They'd never watch a crazy, out-of-control liberal program like mine.
Oh, so liberal, man. The liberal turned into the cuckdom, man. Sorry. Okay.
Were insanely popular.
Yes.
I mean, these would be getting 5 to 10 million views on average, but the most popular upload, the Game Magician one, having 18 million views. Ian's love-hate relationship with his subscribers was always really funny to see, especially the fan mail, or well, hate mail he'd get. Honestly, the show has so many fun moments that I'll just play my favorites.
Again, the more things that change, the more they stay the same. The only difference is he cries about the hate mail now. And before, he was able to roll with the punches. JK rolling on a fucking shirt? What the fuck is with that? He would have been canceled for that. unless it's negative to her. Who the fuck knows with how that? Yeah, okay, gotta censor that. I guess probably being censored now. The N-word probably got my
Whoa, you
shit
see, when
dropped.
they use dynamite. Dynamite made out of toothbrushes and soap. Which one of you lesbians got soap?
I've only watched Prison Break. I gotta warn you, it's a bit cringy. Wow,
It's gay.
got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Wow, got my days on cruise control. Wow, it's stuffed. It's got a zipper in the back. It's stitched. Now we're gonna
God,
give it a
spends forever on unboxing. It does seem okay. Thank you. Sorry. No disrespect to Rob. Don't
In
want
July
to cut his
2015,
content
iDubbbz
too
would first
bad.
collaborate with Max Mofo, who I mentioned earlier as a longtime fan of Ian's. Max would visit him in California for E3 and to visit some theme parks.
Good.
Yeah. Another one. Yeah.
God.
One more. He deserves it. Maybe one more. No. You deserve it. It's, yeah, there you go. Yes.
Does it surprise you that Ian probably gets? No, let me not go there. No Juju the cow moments for certain. Don't want to spread fake news here.
These vlogs, released to Max's second channel, really showcase the two's amazing chemistry, which would lead to fans wanting more from both of them. What we didn't know at the time is how legendary these collabs would be, as a few other notable figures would form into YouTube's greatest comedy group. We'd first see them all assemble in November 2015, with the videos Hair Cake and
Rasmedia is getting the way too much credit. The comedy group, what has happened to comedy? No wonder fucking iDubbbz became boring if this is what his audience wanted to fucking see. I mean, I appreciate it for the meme appeal, but overall, I wouldn't say great. Yeah. Filthy Frank had his moments. Very memeable, man. But there's a reason he got the fuck out of it.
and Dumbass Gets a PewDiePie Tattoo. Now, both of these videos are posted to Filthy Frank's channel, with Hair Cake being a sequel to Vomit Cake. And while that video was pretty good, its companion would be much greater. In said video, both Max and Frank would shave all of
What would have been the final in the trilogy? iDubbbz cupcake?
Ian's hair off in order to
bad joke.
bake into a cake. This created a running gag of sorts where Ian pretends to have cancer.
Dude, it looks like you have cancer or something, iDubbbz.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
And now he is cancer.
Some of his more ignorant fans legitimately believed he had cancer, which he addressed in this video.
I'm one of the few content creators on this website who doesn't joke about cancer. Take any other channel. Good Mythical Morning. They should call it Good Cancer Morning because all they're doing is joking about cancer the whole fucking morning long. Jenna Marbles? You mean Jenna Cancer? All she's doing is joking about cancer the whole time. Pewdie Cancer, you say?
I legitimately unsure if you actually have cancer or if it was one of those filthy Frank
I have cancer jokes. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, one of those I have cancer jokes. Cancer is a very serious topic. I don't think anyone should joke about it.
Of course, the three men are barely able to eat the cake, with Ian seemingly dying by the video's end. The next video would introduce Chad, or Anything for Views, who, as his name implies, will do nearly anything. This includes getting a tattoo of PewDiePie's bro fist on his left ass cheek, and the PewDiePie name on the right ass cheek. iDubbbz and the rest of the cancer crew merely antagonize him, with Ian then uttering one of his most
The degradation of the internet. People will do anything for E-Slap's status. Well, as someone pointed out, at least he's on a rather successful channel, and they still seem like they get a good amount of views. So, respect to him for that. Playing the game right. Ba ba ba.
most iconic lines.
What do you boys think?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Truly.
Over the course of the next year, this collective would drop some of the craziest videos on this.
Truly the worst timeline. Timeline didn't go down this route. Get cucked by both his wife and who did OnlyFans and of course the whole Hassan Orbiter crew and even Hassan himself in the end.
Frank's channels, Ian would upload two of his own. One is the Panda Nature documentary, a Looney Tunes style skit where Ian and Chad try to capture two giant pandas so that they can fuck. As you would expect, this doesn't end well.
Aware of that well.
Whoa, what the? No, not again. No.
There was also a sequel to the PewDiePie video titled Genius Gets iDubbbz Tattoo, where Chad now has to get a tattoo of Ian's face on his right ass cheek. Along with the
God, why? How did this get popular? I meant for meme appeal. Again, this is the MLG era where crazy wackiness and random sounds. I think Filthy Frank had the most best balance in this sort of disgusting phase of the world, distracting everyone from reality with a crazy alternate. In fact, I think Filthy Frank sort of was a pioneer in ARGs. He had that sort of style with his Purple Guy Saga? I forget. Some sort of color there. What? Adventure Time cosplay? Oh, God.
This is actually. It just felt like balls. This is.
Okay. Suffering through the cancer crew. I am very proud of them.
Enough how popular these videos were. I mean, some got up to 18 million views, and during May 2016, he even reached 1 million subscribers, though that was reached not only through collabs, but yet another new series that further put iDubbbz on the map.
Yeah, Content Cop, where I came on board.
In August 2015, Ian released a video responding to reaction channels and their sudden popularity at the time. It perfectly sums up what—
Oh, yeah, I definitely was around for this certain era here. Fucking a lot of people jumped on board with this. Stolen Dark had a... Was it React channel? Yeah. It was actually the counter react with Dolan Dark. The reactors, TMI, they wanted to fucking... Who was that fucking channel who wanted to copyright claim people? Sorry, I'm cucking the content.
Why people like myself hate them, and it gives him an opportunity to make some of his best jokes.
If you didn't guess it by now, reaction channels make reaction videos to other reaction channels reacting to their videos. Yes, it's a golden ratio of retardation. That previous joke may have been a bit too advanced for some of the
Okay, I like that. That one, very complex. I
reaction
like it.
channels in the audience. Here's some that might be a bit more your speed. Yeah, a little bit of slapstick. You like that? You like that? Oh, very good. Very good.
One of those...
Oh, you can see him shitting on his audience even back then. Fucking embarrassed about the previous content, it feels like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maturing to dildo up your ass sort of style.
Ian made fun of his Jinx, who at the time was the biggest reaction channel. He criticized him on his laziness and outright stupidity. But this wouldn't be the last time he talked about Jinx, as months later he released an entire video about the buffoon, a new series titled Content Cop, where iDubbbz...
You got to remember, Jinx is the only one out of the content cops that he apologized to. The only one. The laziest one. In my opinion. Okay, I got to put that in. You know, people would be like, you can't objectively tell that he was he was the worst, the laziest. Okay. You can think whatever you want about the other buffoons he did content cop on, but at the end of the day, they made content. You can think it's stupid ass content, and I agree.
To investigate some of YouTube's worst creators. Jinx really was the best first target, especially with the feud he and Jackson were in at the time. But instead of focusing on Jinx reaction content, Ian poked fun at his shitty original content.
You gotta eat, sleep, and shit, YouTube.
You gotta suck dick and shit, YouTube. Oh, this is so motivational. Holy shit. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna sit on my bed. I'm gonna sit on the end of my bed. I'm gonna set up the camera, and I'm gonna watch some fucking videos. Fuck editing. Fuck that shit. What am I, a faggot?
The first episode did insanely well upon release, leading to Ian releasing a new installment less than 2 weeks later. This content cop focused on multiple channels instead of one, the amateur food reviewers who filmed in their cars. This was the first episode to include multiple skits, including one where iDubbbz reviews peaches in the sewer.
Snack here back.
Is this also where the guy in the tie in his car eating the food, reviewing it, came up? I don't get shocked or amazed by this.
Again with another legit food review. Today we're gonna eat some S&M peaches. Ooh! You bite the peach bites back.
Rob Media goes hard. Might get hit this channel, but I'm not monetized. I do this for the quality content and the fact this is easy place to start off. And why does anyone take anyone's X seriously? In this case, iDubbbz. Seriously, why? Why are they happy about the fucking content cop when iDubbbz? I don't think it was really that hard hitting. People like, what? I thought they were good for the most part. But in the end, why would the progressive space even give a shit about this? They already crucified him. Oh, hypocrisy in that area, I guess, isn't their strong suit.
Now, I know what a lot of you guys are going to say. Oh, iDubbbz, not everyone has access to a sewer. I'm not saying that you got to eat peaches in the sewer to get views, but it certainly helps.
This eventually spawned into its own miniseries called Legit Food Reviews, where Ian reviewed normal food items in weird places. You'll mainly know of the Sewer Pickles episode where Ian swims in contaminated water and eats a jar of pickles he placed in it.
One great thing you can do with the leftover pickles.
I can see he was bridging the gap with his content cop, bringing his audience in slowly to this high tier content that he was about to do. Again, I don't think the Leafy video was that great. I liked it, liked the idea, bullying the bully. Love it.
To it by making fun of how all these accounts copied each other. He mocked the whole surprise egg trend and even went to Toys R Us in a SpongeBob onesie to make fun of these bratty kids. Bro embarrassed himself in public for amusement, and I couldn't be happier about that.
Always cut.
Yeah, I never understood the making fun of kids. You know, don't punch down, punch up. There's a couple of kids out there that should be punched, that you could consider punching up on, but let me not distinguish that.
Away from you. Cut away from you. It's a Jinx bucket hat. Oh, wow. Sandpepper, kill your best friend prank gun. I'm so excited.
In part 2, he even made a bleach gummy bottle and took a fat bite out of it.
The way I peel it open kind of looks like mozzarella cheese.
In February 2016,
Okay. I am too much of this era not to respect the man for that particular thing there. Well, let's get oh, here they do get into it. Beautiful.
on them
Beautiful bean
was,
footage.
but in my opinion, I think the video holds up well. Not only did these two well-deserved criticism, but the skits here are some of the best. Ian's friend, Raj, parodies the bad unboxing series, with Ian coming in to put a stop to this.
Dude, lots of people pull out weird stuff from boxes.
Look, you got some weird background on your monitor, Zaboomafoo.
Dude, I used to love that show as a kid. We got a little gag going on my channel.
Yeah, what's that gag?
Zabooma who? Zabooma fool. You know?
I just got done watching the Fine Brothers video, and they told me to stop people like you.
Define who?
The Fine Brothers.
Define brother.
Ian made this to show the idiotic logic the Fine Brothers used when they tried trademarking a common term just to make money off of those making slightly similar content to them. And let's not forget the allegations made years later on the grounds of discrimination. These guys were never good people.
What? Discrimination? Oh, God. I swear. Rob's Media. I wonder about you sometimes. Good content overall. Good timeline. But there's a couple of things here and there.
Just greedy businessmen who cave in to hate to try to save their reputation. After 3 months of no new Content Cop episodes, Ian released a 20-minute video on Keemstar. He mostly ignored going over his at the time recent controversies, and instead went after Keem's character and inherent hypocrisy. It was a pretty scathing look at the dude, but the highlight was the intro and outro. He fights a gnome Keemstar in the sewers, and later on drags him out to a field to finish.
Yeah, I don't think that one was that good. I'm not a fan of Keemstar, but talking about low-hanging fruit and off-the-wall shit, I just think the hate was overplayed. Yeah. Keemstar's a shitty person overall. Anyone who knows him should know all this shit. You don't need a skit, this sort of crazy-ass shit to make him look like a clown. Plus, it probably boosted Keemstar's profile in the end.
Finishes him off once and for all. It ends with a parody of Smash Mouth's All-Star, this time about how much of a huge fan Keem is.
That's good.
So, I'm making death threats and I'm calling people nigger. Counting that cash on my channel's growing bigger. Never you mind that I was already banned from my racist, homophobic, hate speech rants.
At the time, this episode didn't gain too much attention until a month later when Grade A Under A made his Keemstar video and started some drama. This gained the content.
And that was a complete shit show, complete opt. It seems that was coordinated at the end. I sort of wanted to take a little break. Is this long enough? Let me give it a bit.
Content Cop episodes more attention, to which Keem even saw it and liked it. If there's one thing to commemorate Keemstar on, it's that he takes criticism decently well. In August, after the second content...
Depends. Okay, he's milking the lol cows in the lol cow universe, which is starting to annoy the fuck out of me with how lame it is. Slight tangent, Death of YouTube, probably one of the best videos to come out of Fine Brothers. Don't worry, it's really short, really funny. Don't kick my ass, Dolan Dark. I'm spreading the word about your wonderful older content. I don't know how you do this shit now. Yeah, I don't know what he does now. He has a podcast with Pyrocynical and the Clown Man. Colossal is crazy, and some guy who sort of cucked out at the end. Not literally cucked. Who knows? I'm going to overuse the word cuck. I apologize for that now. Ah, shit. There's the switch.
And the legendary duo known as the Fine Brothers. Copyright.
And there is the voice of the wonderful clown.
Reaction videos. But this was only the beginning. Many YouTubers would follow suit. PewDiePie was the first to fall, copyrighting anything that even remotely resembled a Let's Play. Commentary videos were the next to suffer.
You dull motherfucker, I own commentaries. I'll see you in court, faggot.
This continued until almost every YouTube genre imaginable had been copyrighted.
Truly a product of its time. Leafy popping in for a call. It's good to see that things cross collaboration are still such a big thing that fuels people's growth.
But it didn't stop there. The Fine Brothers' creed had consumed me, and they went so far as to actually copyright the word "the." The public reacted badly to this, and many riots were started.
Okay, if you want to watch the whole thing, it's the end. That is really beautiful.
Unable to use words, the public had to resort to using emojis
Yeah.
in order to communicate.
Terrible dystopian
How could
fantasy.
it possibly get any worse?
Okay, quick break from that particular thing. Let me share the tab. Make sure I get the shit
Cop on
going
Twitch
on.
channels, Ian released an episode on how to prank it up. It's a channel run by Dennis Rohde, where he makes shitty prank tutorials. Ian sticks to ridiculing his lousy prank ideas, while also filming various parodies of them.
This prank is perfect to pull on someone who has celiac disease or is gluten intolerant. Grab that French bread and put it right in their hand. And then put that baguette. You got to sprinkle some of those around. Maybe you tuck a few down his shorts. Get another French bread. Grab another French bread.
I wonder if this actually got anyone to die. Shit, gluten intolerant? Kids are dumb. How many of his audience was actually a fucking... I'm sure he was mocking someone with this. I hope so.
And another one, and another one. They're going to be so ashamed when they wake up and realize they ate all this bread, but extremely relieved when you tell them that it was just for fun.
Dennis is honestly the person least deserved of a content cop on him, though his character was never under fire. Again, just the bad videos. In September, iDubbbz put out the Leafy content cop, which for quite a while was hailed as the best episode. It's framed around giving Leafy a taste of his own medicine, mainly by making fun of him in the same way he makes fun of little kids on the internet.
Straight off the bat, I want to let all the newcomers to my channel know that I'm perfectly fine with bullying. Make fun of someone because they're fat, autistic.
Whoa, iDubbbz. You really do that? You really endorsing this? Do you not disavow? Disavow? Oh yeah, locale live. Sorry, I didn't hit that. Yeah, they actually even turned that into a sort of skit among that, but I don't follow it too much. It's fucking annoying. And the fact so many people are fucking gravitating to it, it's just making me doubt the sanity of the world. Okay.
Or riddled with acne. I don't care. Make fun of them. I think
just to let you know, trying to become a locale and embracing locales, I don't think that's what they should do. They should hide, shame, do their unself-aware. You start scripting them or even start directing them in any sort of fucking error of, what was that fucking called? Reality TV. That sort of takes the appeal out of it, takes the joy out of it to know that shit is going on.
my only stipulation with the bullying is that you also have to not be a pussy. You see, because if you're a pussy and you're hiding your putrid, malformed chin behind your hand.
Did I miss the Tana Mojo stuff, or is this the timeline sequentially? And my memory's just a little bit shaky here.
Your sleeve or your microphone. You're showing people that you are extremely self-conscious. You're showing people that you're a pussy, and that takes a lot of the oomph out of your bullying.
Yeah, true enough. Pointing out, good call. I wish there was a little bit better in the fucking thing besides this.
And despite what many have said about it recently, the whole thing wasn't making fun of him for his looks. In fact, this was done to prove how much of a pussy he is, as seen in the Content Deputy released a week later. Leafy just kept proving Ian's criticism over and over again. Ian also points out how lazy his content is.
Yeah, if Leafy would have just gone on, not giving a fuck, he would have been good. You sometimes be like, haha, you got me. Look at my chin. It's so thick. You got me in. Okay, you got me iDubbbz. Good one.
And how his attempts at demeaning other people fail. To cap everything off, Ian goes out in public to search for Leafy's chin, and decides that the only way to fix that problem is to help cover it up.
You got a microphone? All right. Perfect. That is picture perfect, my man.
Only a month later, he released an episode on Tech Racks, a tech destruction channel that made pointless content. A lot of it is unnecessary and not satisfying. In order to prove that such content could be good, Ian tries doing the same. He fakes a phone drop test and gets caught by security and made to pick up the mess.
Yeah, I remember this. That great. I thought I was amusing enough. Okay, not the best work. Oh, are we getting into the Anissa stuff now?
Now at this point of the video, it's necessary to introduce a key figure in iDubbbz' life, Anissa Joma. Anissa began dating iDubbbz in October 2016 and has always had a controversial past. In fact, as she and Ian started dating, she was still in a relationship with a 17-year-old boy. And by the way, she was 24. She used to be a Twitch booby streamer and met Ian via Twitter. They would actually move in together in San Diego, and she would slowly introduce herself more in Ian's videos. The first main example of this would be in the next Content Comp episode, which all started
behind every wacky crazy man is some woman, booby streamer, to keep in line.
With one infamous tweet. At iDubbbz, so 3 million people subscribe to you and you openly say the N-word and retard? Kill yourself. Once Tana Mojo released that tweet, Anissa suggested that she and Ian go to one of her meet and greets, not knowing at the time that they would be making internet history. The two vlogged the whole experience of going to Tana's show and waiting in line. Once it was their turn, Ian went up to Tana and said the now iconic line.
This one's gonna take a picture. This camera's for the camera.
Say nigger.
Following this encounter, Tana released one of her very highly regarded storytime videos, in which she over-exaggerated every single detail.
Of course.
But what she didn't know is that the entire encounter was filmed, and finally shown to the world on February 6, 2017.
Again, iDubbbz Content Cop was the best in reaction to the reaction. I mean, beautiful setup here. Okay. Evil as all hell, but it worked out quite fucking well.
This is easily the best episode in my opinion. It so wonderfully goes over the flaws of Tana and why her content and character are so horrendous. Going to her meet and greet and saying the gamer word to her was not just to be edgy, but instead a way to bait her into making a video about it. She was not aware of it being filmed, so showcasing both side by side shows how much of a liar she is.
He walks up to me and he kind of like locks his arm around me, like around my neck like this. And it wasn't like it was like a chokehold or anything. It was very like firm and like tight, like I couldn't have really gotten out, if that makes sense. I'll explain that in a second. And so the guy,
If this is sequentiously, I'm wondering if he sort of learned like, oh yeah, if I can really get them into responding, it's going to be even more. Okay. It was impressive, so impressive that I even did a little commentary video back in the day. Another side street. Got to listen to my cringy video here. Make fun of me.
On Tanamon, whatever. Which way will the wind blow for the commentary community?
Say nigger.
Oh.
One man has seen that way. A man who joined in the great riots against Keemstar. The man who dealt Leafy's here his fatal blow. He has come down from his lawfully Twitch stream to deliver the prophecy of the great lord of the commentary community, iDubbbz. That man is Nick Cash, maybe better known as A. Watch Your Mouth. His message, in fact, the declaration of war, is clear. Story times are bad. He's back in the drama ring, this time targeting.
Okay, I forget the exact video. It's been unlisted because of that certain N-word, but I think I put him back up just for the fuck of it. Finally to hear.
2 messages I took away from that video. That ye who says...
But the way they were treating him, our Lord iDubbbz, what would iDubbbz do? Instead of what would Jesus do? I thought it was a good gimmick at a time. It's cringe. Beautiful stuff. But, ooh, Zaptai, good old Zaptai. How does he play this?
Or maybe the evidence was so damning, he didn't want to incriminate himself. I would say we would never know, but recently Zaptai put out a statement on Twitter. Does that absolve him of the sins he committed? No. But it also does not absolve...
Okay. I really was even more random back then. Back to this particular thing. Sorry for the side trip there.
and he goes, say, and puts his thumbs up, and then like blank.
If it's older video, Doesn't change the status. Not even unlisted to private. Damn. Okay, might as well keep it up. I think I already said it. I also made a lot of enemies at the time who would probably try to shame me for this. Yeah, okay. Going back up public. Not that I'll get any views, but it's a funny little slice of history.
And he says the N-word, like hard R, N-word, like say N-word, like hard R. Like.
iDubbbz also
hard R? How dare he? Like it really matters. He's not throwing it at anyone. Fucking, I still have that fucking standard there. I don't use the fucking word because, it's not for white people. I think I have the impasse. I probably should have gotten an impasse given I fucking, yeah, let me not get into private detail.
points out her blatant hypocrisy, as she had used the gamer word in the past in actually demeaning ways.
You know you're a stupid nigger, right? You fucking nigger!
Yeah, that's so fucked up. Hypocrisy on display, white guilt, or whatever the fuck else.
Phrasing of either all of it's okay or none of it.
Which is a little bit ironic, given how would iDubbbz apologize for his content cops. I think Tana Mongu, I always fuck that name up. Everyone does. She was like, yeah, I deserve that. I thought I was good. What the fuck was wrong with him?
It's okay is a hypocrisy argument. Tana was known to use other slurs at the time, so Ian found it weird that she would think only one of them is off limits. For some reason, people nowadays misconstrued this as an argument for using the gamer word. In fact, he kind of condemns using the word by saying how unfunny it is.
Another point that people like Tana seem to miss is that you can critique people's use of the word nigger. You can even critique my going to your show and doing it in that sense. You can say, well, that wasn't even funny, because it really wasn't. I replaced say cheese with say nigger. How funny is that? Not really funny, but what is funny is your reaction to it. So yes, you're allowed to be critical of someone's use of the word. If you think it's not funny or you think it's cringy, leave in the comments. When you said the word nigger, my dick retracted inside of my body. And if you're a very observant person, you might notice a video from a year ago.
Whoa. Sounds like a white supremacist to me. Shit. A very weirdly gay, horny one, I'm thinking. Just the thought of that.
Or actually critique the use of the word when I'm doing a bad unboxing. The whole joke here is the nigger word. Let's laugh out loud in the comments, you guys. It's incredible how much more intelligent you would have looked if during the event where I came and said, say nigger,
yeah, that's worth. Guys, I apologize for this insane war crime I've done by making a content cop on people in the past. So I'm going to make a content cop on this H3 guy. You know, the same motherfucker who fucking was warned by Jordan Peterson after he threw him under the bus. Not that Jordan Peterson didn't go insane himself. What about the internet? Everyone has their insane phase. Do they come back from it? Maybe Jordan Peterson, but Ian, I doubt that's going to happen. But again, cucking the lead on this.
If you just said, wow, you're a very uncomfortable person and you're not very funny, what a pathetic joke, you would have just destroyed me. But you couldn't do that because you're the most predictable human being on the planet.
Tana actually released an apology not too long after, as it seemed she realized her mistakes, or so it seemed as she continued to get herself into controversies, which she also responded poorly to. At this time, we didn't get another episode for quite a while, but it did finally come out. After an 8-month-long hiatus, Ian released the longest episode ever on the notorious Jake Paul. Though once people clicked on the video, they were surprised to find out it was actually on Rice Gum.
You're currently in my insane phase. I'm actually coming out of my insane phase. I'm probably going to go back into insane phase at some point in the future. So people might want to subscribe just to check it out. I don't recommend it, but you know, as we were talking earlier, Locale Live was a thing. So yeah, Jordan Peterson warned H3 not to attract progressive audience, and those people ate him alive. Yeah, predictable outcome happened. Still, that man had the Joker phase himself. He had a better. Did he have a better excuse? I don't know. A wife. Yeah, he had a better excuse. Being sick is definitely a better reason for getting all nasty and cranky as Jordan Peterson did. Not great, not approving of it.
Who Ian referred to as Asian Jake Paul. This was meant to not give Rice the satisfaction of having his name in the title or face in the thumbnail. It was a massive look into his many character flaws.
Oh, such a fucking cop-out. Okay. He wanted to sort of hype on it. That's pure copium. I liked it, but the video, it's a video on Rice Gum. It's not like it's going to do anything, but you might get a response out of it. And that's probably iDubbbz master plan, or maybe even Anissa. She was in the picture at this time. Maybe she was calling the shots all along.
All explained as the 7 deadly YouTuber sins, it ended with the best diss track known to man, with Dave, aka Boy in a Band, helping produce the track. This song still slaps, and the part where PewDiePie...
Oh, fuck off. Yeah, PewDiePie and Bitch Lasagna was much better than whatever this is. I'm thinking of almost fluffing up Turkey Tom, but no, fucking hell, the tipster was cringe, but I thought it was interesting.
PewDiePie showed up can never be topped.
Yeah. You don't want to look like a little bitch, but dude, you gotta be crucified. Can you claim that shit when you're too scared to go on PewDiePie? Little. He bought PewDiePie!
Shut my 5.3.
Oh, shit!
Got pounded.
iDubbbz pre-recorded footage for...
See, it's okay. Bitch Lasagna definitely fucking topped that shit. If I'm thinking about the right one. The one where T-Series overtook PewDiePie. I'll have to look it up.
Fonts, which was seen as predictable. He failed at defending himself and made a shitty diss track where he removed the beat halfway through. This would end up being the final Content Cop episode, with the Content Deputy being uploaded on October 11th, 2017. It was a pretty fitting conclusion, though at the time, many like myself hoped for more. In the meanwhile, the episodes racked up shitloads of views. In total, all 13 episodes combined received over 300 million views, with the Tana one having 35 million, the Leafy one having 38 million, and the Rice Gum one having 51 million views. This was the defining series for Ian, but where would he go from here? Something I've barely touched upon on this video is the second channel.
Okay, I'm actually misremembering. Sorry, fake news, everyone. Don't listen to me. This is the one This is Bitch Lasagna.
Set the fuck down, T-Series. I'm here to spill the real tea.
Yeah, sorry, I'm misremembering. This is the one that I thought was that fake.
It's your big day. Incredible.
I don't know why. Maybe it's
you
just
had
a
our
preference thing.
differences, But today, I just want to tell you.
Congratulations, it's a celebration.
Maybe I just have poor taste in music. Yeah, maybe I just have poor taste in music. I like this over either one. Judge me if you want. Please do. Please do.
Yeah, you did it very nice. And all it took.
This is I split it up for the Nightcore version.
Now you're at number one. Hope you did not.
Actually, for the Nightcore version, I would need to fucking put some techno in the back. It's techno-ish, but yeah.
Wrong, like starting your business by selling pirated songs. Oops, didn't think we'd see. It's right there on Wikipedia. Get used to your past being held against you by the media.
Okay, enough of a sidetrack there. Just one to
iDubbbz TV
have that
2.
little thought there.
Here he mainly uploaded vlogs, most of which showcases exploits with the Cancer Crew and his goofy buddy Raj. He would
Again?
eventually start uploading more varied content like his disabled Pokemon Go series, where he would play the app while in a wheelchair. It's of course where these memes came from.
I have crippling depression.
Yeah, that's as lame as fucking I'm gay is. That's even worse. That's worse. Sorry, just my personal thoughts on that.
I have osteoporosis.
You broke my wheelchair.
But in 2017, something new
Yes,
would
I'm
emerge.
aware. I'm
which
aware.
brilliantly
Wonder
contrasted
what
his edgier
Poison
content on his
Van
main
doing.
channel. On June 2nd, 2017, Ian uploaded the first ever episode of the Saving the Squirrels Initiative, or the SSI. It was a pretty simple concept. Ian would go in his backyard and catch squirrels in order to safely relocate them, though much of the time he'd end up catching something else.
Ooh, there's a lot of poop in there. Ooh, but there's also a lot of little.
I totally missed out on this era of iDubbbz. I just dropped off. I was one of those fake fans who fucking didn't like his regular content. The content cops, no, I respect it, but at the end of the day, yeah, just this is definitely the downfall. I mean, it seems okay in theory. Theory. Everything's good in theory. Here.
Got How to Basic to guest star in an episode.
Do you like squirrels? Are you ready to help me?
No.
Sunset with
Okay.
which worked together was These Glasses Cured Our Colorblindness, a spoof and critique of Logan Paul's second worst video.
Oh yes, this was definitely. I still talk about this bullshit because technically I'm colorblind. Actually, just as sort of a gimmick. I'm like, yeah, for my birthday, get me something to correct. They suck ass. These glasses suck ass. They make they help out a little bit in the sun, but it's not the wow Logan Paul made it out to be. Hell, it's Logan Paul. Who the fuck even knows if he's really colorblind? was like, no.
One where he over-exaggerates his colorblindness and gives an over-the-top reaction when seeing a sunset with specialized glasses.
Shit, people need to people made fun of a lot of people for just looking at a trailer. That's more believable. Star Wars Theory. Was it Star Wars Theory crying about the fucking trailer? That's more believable than that fucking Logan Paul. And I can relate to it more. Still very cringe, but I can understand it a little bit more than that crap. And I'm colorblind. It's just not that great. Okay. That's fine.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Another new series released by iDubbbz was this Comedians Go Get Food video series. Only 3 were ever made, where Ian and a friend of his go get food on wheels and then talk.
Phone a friend. Oh, look at the friend. This is going to be very interesting.
Raj and the other with Vsauce. These were honestly just nice, relaxing content to watch. A big thing I noticed with this era of iDubbbz is that he could take any random video concept and make it somewhat interesting. He was rapidly evolving from his earlier shows, finding new concepts to please longtime fans while also keeping his content monetized.
Fuck, even Brandon Buckingham did better with this sort of content than iDubbbz, it seems like. Okay, does he come into the play?
2018.
I don't fucking know.
And not only had he stopped posting any Kickstarter crap or Content Cop episodes, but Bad Unboxing was being neglected as well. He did post pretty decently on the second channel, but changes needed to be made. That's where the series iDubbbz Complains came into play. He had uploaded videos like this in his early days, but brought back the series in mid-2018.
I'm thinking this is Anissa trying to prime his audience for what's to come. She knew he couldn't keep this up. He couldn't keep up this facade. She was wearing him down, so preparing iDubbbz audiences for this complaint crap. Just a theory.
The first new one he posted was on portion sizes at restaurants, which would have been a boring topic if discussed by anyone other than iDubbbz.
I don't exactly have the same level of aggravation when I go to a taco truck and I ask for tres taquitos, please. No one's saying, do you mean 3 Charmanders? No, I don't mean 3 Charmanders, you fucking...
He then released an episode discussing the firing of James Gunn from Disney after old tweets of his were uncovered. Ian defended James, giving context to the tweets and making fun of those offended over nothing. It's honestly one of my favorite iDubbbz videos, not only for the strong arguments being made, but the messaging overall. It felt like a call-out on cancel culture as a whole, a term that was still somewhat new to the internet at the time.
Yeah, that was pretty cocked. I mean, they did the same to a couple of people I don't even just like, okay? Like, what's the dude? Dan Harmon, I think. They tried to go after both Rick and Morty motherfuckers. And I think he made a joke about it going back in time and fucking Hitler as a child. Okay? Then they went after the other half of Rick and Morty, descent into cringe. Might have had a little bit more legs. I think he... who the fuck knows for that?
I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowjob. If you think this is anything other than a joke, you know, with a setup, the punchline, the misdirection, all that, if you think it's anything other than a joke...
Yeah, I agree. It's a really horrible joke, but James Gunn started off in Trauma. Very low-grade humor. Okay? The edgy stuff. I think this was the start of fucking the right sort of becoming little boring ass bitches, you know. But maybe I'm wrong. The left also, I think, jumped on board. I don't even want to start. I don't like cancel culture. Fuck it. Let people make jokes as long as they don't fucking talk about normalizing this shit like Mr. Girl did. That's sketchy territory there. Sorry, that's a little bit weird. The lengths that he went into his jokes. It seemed like gaslighting through the form of jokes, and I think that's a common trend. Oh, God.
Then you are either the dumbest person on the planet, or you're intentionally being ignorant so that you could further some agenda. 3-year-old was peeing on my head. They've highlighted that. You see, the person who found this tweet actually has to have a dirtier mind than the person who made the tweet. Because the person who made the tweet is making a water...
Yeah, I don't even think how you're making this fucking sexual. So, like, there's funniest home videos out there of stupid shit going on.
Pressure joke. The person who found the tweet and highlighted this said there's something innately sexual about a child urinating on someone's head. There's something sexual about that. It's like...
Well, was this during the... Not Kanye. Not Kanye. He had his whole crazy crash out with the fucking racism and fucking Jew hate stuff. Okay. Truly mind-boggling. Not a surprise given how much he got made fun of for the fish stick stuff of South Park. Respect. Yeah, South Park wasn't trying to cancel Kanye back then, and they're not trying to cancel him now. You're just like, well, some people definitely cut ties with him. Don't blame big-ass companies for doing that, but canceling him, a little bit different. Brand liability at that point.
Fucking no. Do you have a child? Did you teach your child how to pee in the toilet or poop in the toilet properly?
Other episodes of iDubbbz complaints included ranting about the lottery, men who refused to neuter their dogs, school fundraisers, and Tom Brady kissing.
Was that R. Kelly? I'm pretty sure it was R. Kelly. Was this during the R. Kelly sort of era? Okay, I'm really wishing there was a better timeline here.
Son on the lips.
Please stop kissing your kids on the lips. Please do not do that. It's not cute. It's not funny. Don't grab your kid's ass. Don't touch your kid in any fucking way like that. It's not, no. It's not empathetic. You're not cute. You're not sweet. You're repulsive to everyone around you. Oh.
Going into 2019, Ian would actually begin posting a lot more frequently, not only with more episodes of iDubbbz complaints, but other new series like his tier list.
Did Obama get him? Did Obama get him with the free health care? And that's sort of a... sorry, it's such a ridiculous joke I'm going for. But take the testosterone out of him, replace that with the free Obamacare. Horrible joke.
He's actually one of the first YouTubers to popularize tier lists.
Little Caesars hosted one of the best grime step beatboxing performances I'd ever heard. For hosting Lucid Diamond Eyes, I'm going to put Little Caesars in A tier. I mean, how can I not?
This entire year felt kind of like a rebirth quality-wise for his channel.
Can I blame him for the trend? Are you hearing any of this? Just had a mic fall. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tier list. I can blame iDubbbz for that horrible trend. But you know what? I did meme top 10s for a couple of years in a row.
He ended off bad unboxing strongly and was a lot more experimental, and even uploaded a new skip video.
Ironically enough, one of those tier lists was I forget what the top 10 reactions to top 10, the top 10 top 10s, just for the ironic, or did I do even more meta than that? I forget.
Titled Abusive Robot Stepdad, Ian, alongside Michael Reeves and William Osman, are forced to take care of their abusive stepfather, controlled and voiced by Eric of Internet Comment Etiquette. It is very reminiscent of Ian's older skits with Max and Frank, though it holds up on its own.
Come on! You did this! Come on! Come on!
Rob has some horrible taste. Okay. I don't agree with his taste if he thinks this holds up on its own. I don't think the old stuff holds up on its own. I think, frankly, what pulled it off is what?
Massive critical acclaim upon upload in July 2019.
What am I?
It follows the bizarre life of Chris, aka Airsoft Baddie, a small YouTuber who made cooking videos and regularly posted lightsaber fights with his friends. It was incredibly well made, from its production value, setup, and intriguing interviews.
Do you have any weapons on you now?
Is that this one?
Does that count?
Yeah.
No.
It does a good job at humanizing Chris while also being somewhat nuanced. Once released, it gained an impressive amount of views, with it now being his most popular
This reminds me of the documentary phase of YouTube. I mean, I can respect it in some ways, but that was a whole trend. Fucking who banged on about that? One of those cringy fuckers. I forget his name.
Mainly trying to latch onto commentary trend.
Wait, Shane Dawson. And that sort of beat him in the ass in the end, I think. Came and took a big bite of his ass.
11 minutes of him talking about peanuts. Not much else to say about that.
This got me really fucking mad. Fuming. Fuck you, planters. What I decided to do is buy more of these.
Nuts about nuts. Well, at least it's better than him being nutless now.
Australia with Max Movo a month prior. The two, along with other boys like Boyna Band and William Osman, start a roadkill cleanup business. Later in the video, Ian gets a fever and has to leave the country. It's a really disappointing ending to the video, though not as disappointing as what was to come. Not only was his content starting to decline in quality, but his reputation as well.
You whore yourself out online, you whore yourself out in front of your family and your friends.
March 9, 2020. iDubbbz girlfriend, Anissa, posts the following on her Twitter. I'm very excited to announce my lewd OnlyFans launch. Check me out in the link below. I'm very excited to provide cute cosplay photo sets and more. Once this was posted, the iDubbbz community went wild, and began making memes of it. And looking back at these, they have aged phenomenally. OnlyFans was still a very new thing to most internet users, and the prospect of iDubbbz' girlfriend now resorting to selling nudes online was really bizarre, especially in the sense that her boyfriend was still making bank on YouTube still.
Was he really? You sure he wasn't indebted to the mob from Anissa doing a whole bunch of stuff?
The reason for the backlash was the fact many of her followers only knew her for being Ian's girlfriend. It felt like she was directly advertising to iDubbbz fans. At first, Ian handled the situation well, with him posting this tweet: "I'm done, fuckers, I'm done, no more Mr. Nice Simp." After that, the controversy died down, until 2 weeks later when Ian posted a new episode of iDubbbz Complains, one that unnecessarily stoked the flames.
My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload
Yeah, iDubbbz should have known about this. Content cop. It's the reaction to the reaction that really gets the thing. He should have played into it. Be like, you guys really want to get on my girl? I'm gonna fucking you need to sign up 911. I want to see iDubbbz. He should have played into it. It would have worked well. Shamed your audience through comedy, man. Why did you forget your basic rule? How cucked were you? Was this like a plan by the e-girl mafia? Were they setting him up? In retrospect, it's sort of, it's making sense. Of course, just a theory. OnlyFans theory.
amateur porn. Anything from double penetration all the way over to lewd cosplay and everything in between. And I think all of it is cool. Yeah, I know. I didn't think
you could have turned that into a joke, man. You could have turned it into a joke. But no. You had to be way too serious. It's not a good look for you.
it would be a controversial opinion either. A good amount of people are just doing the reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about it.
Yeah.
But there's a whole nother group of people who feel personally devastated and betrayed. You lied to us. First of all, I'm not your fucking dad.
While starting off the video all calm and collected, he becomes visibly enraged at certain fans of his. One made a pretty good parody tweet which he didn't understand, and another had made a video rightfully pointing out the cons of having an OnlyFans.
And then future jobs, they might be a little bit harder to come by.
I think this is one of the most important opinions to highlight because it really demonstrates a severe lack of real-world experience when you're saying that future jobs are going to be harder to come by because of an OnlyFans account. Like, if you think this affects...
Did this fucking not age well? There's fucking shit out there. Oh, God. I mean, iDubbbz. You want this free titty utopia? Great. Live in the real world instead of your fantasy land with your fucking jackass friends. Comes for us all. They'll come for me one day too.
Your standing or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken.
Many were mixed on the situation, with Critical in particular giving a very nuanced take.
I think people are way too fucking invested in internet celebrities, and it's just genuinely pathetic. Now, I don't agree with every point iDubbbz made in the video, and I don't think that's a big deal. I don't fucking hate him because I disagreed with a couple of points, and I think overall, this shouldn't have even been a controversy in the first place, but because celebrity worship is so normalized in the world right now, people felt so entitled to tell iDubbbz how to live his life and what he's allowed to do and what he's not allowed to do. It's his fucking relationship.
Dude, okay. You're giving him too much credit. Looking at that now, they should have shamed him more. They should have shamed him the fuck more. Okay, you beat him down. Okay, they're not telling him what he can and can't. Well, maybe some people, some crazy people. But some of the stuff, what the fuck is up with that?
Okay, so iDubbbz picked a 15-year-old to represent the other side of the argument, the bad guys that disagree with him. Yes, the tweet was dramatic, but I don't expect a...
Oh, yes, low-hanging fruit theorem. Okay, you gotta get the most stupid argument to represent the side against you. That works out great in the long run. When real criticism comes along, you compare it to the dumbasses who came before. Good stuff.
The logical response from a young teen, and the fact to use that to represent the other side that disagrees with you is complete horseshit. Also, real mature putting this kid on the chopping block. It's like you're turning into goddamn Leafy.
While Ian didn't look very favorable in this situation, many looked past it over time, though some began digging into Anissa's shady past. Like her previously mentioned 17-year-old boyfriend, Matt. I mean, this is a junior in high school dating someone in their mid-20s. It's fucking predatory. I know this is
the dude is huge, okay? Nisa could have ran the defense. He showed me a fake ID.
Tired argument, but if this was a 24-year-old man dating an underage girl, people would be a lot more creeped out. Here's an H3H3 podcast clip of Anissa discussing Tana.
Now I think back to it.
H3H3 podcast. Wonderful. Retrospective stuff. That's why I pulled something from a year ago. You're not tainted by the current controversy. This is all completely unbiased. Really highlights how all this shit. And this is just like they were there for him. I don't know.
I'm like, I can't believe we literally harassed an 18-year-old child at her show.
So by her logic, if she thinks an 18-year-old is a child, then what does that make her Matt? She's also been seen on a live stream defending Lion Maker, that Minecraft YouTuber who posted a 16-year-old girl's ass.
Whoa. I didn't really get into the Anita's stuff. Okay. I think she's cringe. It wasn't really for me. Okay. Following the stupidity of iDubbbz, fucking OnlyFans waifu.
Told on his Twitter.
I urge everyone to check out Colossal is Crazy's interview with Lion Maker.
Yeah.
It's surreal.
Yeah, I mean, and he went to jail, and he deserved to go to jail, like, which is whatever. But I mean, I'm just trying to use the example of like when it was before he got prosecuted and whatever. People ripping him apart, like we didn't know, like actually.
We didn't know. Yeah, I'll share all my proofs with Keemstar when in an interview. I fooled all of you and made plenty of money while doing it. Keemstar was right all along. I'm just a pervert. That blah blah blah. Yeah, Paige the Panda. Ooh, that's even worse, especially if you know seen. If I remember what she looks like, yeah, let me not even go.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say.
Now, I can honestly go on and on all day about Anissa's shitty behavior, but I'll try and summarize it all the best I can. She has a history of flirting with other guys, like Chris Reagan, while also bullying his girlfriend, Lacey Green.
Oh, got it. I was about to bring that up. Lacey Green and Chris Reagan. They actually talked about the iDubbbz content cop and didn't think it was so bad. That Chris Reagan, I forget the exact details. Let me not spread fake news. I didn't watch it all. I watched a bit and like, no. Let me not throw Chris Reagan under the bus here. Who the fuck knows? Go watch that. Supposedly has a podcast with some other guys.
Has traced over other people's art, thinks ISIS isn't real, tried justifying the inhumane experiments conducted during the Holocaust.
As terrible as the Holocaust was, obviously it was horrendous, and how disgusting the doctor was that did the experiments on people. It was gay people, handicaps, twins. I think that's, and obviously they're obviously Jewish.
Clearly, she should be against that since she qualifies as all of them, at least mentally. Who the fuck knows?
Or they did on Jewish people. They found a couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experimentation.
Constantly posts personal information about Ian and doxed him at one point. Threatened to break up with him over the fact that he was on vacation filming the Rice Gum content cop. Has criticized other girls for being sluts despite being one herself.
Oh, Zoe Berger! I did a response on her. That's probably down because it was horrible and cringe. But yeah, that was funny. That was funny. She got in a fight with Zoe Berger, the girl who would get nudes to sort of 100 subs, and she would get nudes. Then of course, Lena the Plug had fucking up the stakes and did a porno at like 3 million subs or some crap like that. These numbers are just off the head. Complete. I think the 1 million is correct, but who the fuck knows with Lena the Plug.
Constantly talks about her eating disorder despite making fun of other girls' physical appearances. This even involved calling Brittany Venti an ape, and loads more. That was just the most notable.
Well, I don't blame her for that. That's the only thing I'll approve of. She's not an ape, but making fun of Brittany Venti is just like a good pastime to do. As long as you do it honestly and with a little bit of charm, which I doubt she actually did, but let me not speak on that anymore.
Sins of hers up until 2020. I wasn't really going to go too hard on Anissa for this video, but after doing some research, I changed my mind. She's always been a horrible person, and this OnlyFans drama just opened people's eyes to that fact. Following this, Ian continued uploading more rant videos.
But is she more horrible or stupid? I'm starting to lean into the stupidity thing. She can still be horrible. Okay, I don't like moral grandstanding. Okay, I like making fun of people for their stupidity and not exactly their horribility, because a lot of people are horrible. You gotta have some fun with it.
A bizarre one on people's music tastes. In July 2020,
should I say the horribleness needs to be judged by certain degrees here and there.
Would release a second documentary titled Ice Cream Man. In it, he documents the washed up YouTuber Dax Flame, who you will know for this meme. Now, unlike the previous doc, it wasn't received as well. In my opinion, it's just kind of boring. Dax Flame isn't interesting enough for a 50-minute long documentary, proven by the fact that half of it is just a lame game show.
I'm Dax Flame, and one quick fact about me is I hate cereal, ice cream.
God, this does sound horrible. I wanted to like Dax Flame, but I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Sometimes you try and fail, and that's what I did with that.
Doink cryptocurrency peddled by Logan Paul and his crew of cunts.
Okay.
It legit felt like a Content Cop episode, not just on Logan, but the company as well.
I believe in this shit. I think it's gonna go crazy.
Of course you believe in it, because it would be illegal for you to not believe in it.
It's fucking dink doink, bro, and I'm ready to start sucking some dink. I'll see you.
Awesome, dude. He's keeping it cool. Logan's keeping it cool. Yeah, it's just like dope.
Whoa, did iDubbbz lame sort of fucking response to it keep people from off of Logan Paul's ass until CoffeeZilla came along? I have to wonder.
Doge, grassroots. Everyone loves the Doge. Now everyone can love the dink doink.
Something else notable about it is that iDubbbz announced his marriage with Anissa in one of those Las Vegas weddings.
Wait.
Soon found out that he...
Wait. Did you do it the white guilt?
Is that iDubbbz announced his marriage with Anissa in one...
What? White guilt? How the fuck did that end up on the screen? Was he mocking it or just going into it? I just...
One of those Las Vegas weddings. People soon found out that he took her last name, now being Ian Joma. Money Online made fun of this, as it's pretty bizarre for the man to take his wife's last name. Ian's upload schedule would get even stranger from this point forward.
Yeah, I can understand not taking your wife, being like, cool, you're not taking my last name. That's cool, babe. But taking her name, she owns you. She owns you, bitch. Okay, that's just what it says. That sort of reverse power dynamic there.
From uploading 17 videos in 2019 to 11 in 2020 and only 5 in 2021. Though obviously he was spending loads of time uploading his high-quality documentaries. The weird thing is, he never uploaded one in 2021.
I ain't saying she cold to him. She ain't messing with no broke niggas.
On January 8, 2022, Sam Hyde released a 2-hour-long video onto his Hyde Wars YouTube channel. Here he documents his experience working with iDubbbz for one of his videos, which was supposed to be released the year before, but for some reason Ian never posted it, so as to not waste the $15,000 Sam spent for the iDubbbz documentary, he put together his own footage. Within a week, this video gained over 1 million views, leading to many questioning Ian on why he never uploaded his.
This is my introduction into Sam Hyde, and yeah, let's just say I'm thinking a little sus on him. Oh, before that, I did remember the Sam Hyde meme where he posed as where the joke was every time there's a serial killer, people try to point the finger at him. Quite interesting history, Sam Hyde. Let me not go too much into that particular nutshell here.
Video. Well, he finally caved in and released Getting Away With It on February 2nd, 2022. It details Ian traveling to Rhode Island to visit Sam and the rest of $1 Million Extreme, as to document their current endeavors after falling off years earlier. If you don't know, $1 Million Extreme was able to make an Adult Swim show, which didn't last long as some of the executives thought it was too offensive. Sam knew that Ian was going there to just shit on him and wanted to switch.
Fun fact, he sort of tried to harp on fucking Tim Heidecker and blame him for that because one of supposedly Tim Heidecker's friends was all for the banning of Tim Hyde. So he took it out on the friend of him, tried to guilt shame him. I thought that was a little bit cringe and one of the things that colored me about Sam Hyde. Not that I really like Tim Heidecker at all. Tim and Eric, all that stuff's cringe. I've talked to a comedy guy called Grey Poupon, who defends the comedy. I'm like, no, not for me. There was a few good skits, but overall, just not for me. Just way too.
Things up. He made a list called The Blueprint for Gaslighting iDubbbz, which details ways to make things more uncomfortable for Ian.
Record a lot of bad rap music, stage fright where Sam re-records breaths, insists the auto-tunes in the...
Wait. Where's the third B? Did he take out the booty thing from iDubbbz, or did Sam Hyde take that booty card from him? Or am I just looking way too much? Who the fuck?
Wrong key. Super quiet ad libs. like a song with the hook swag like iDubbbz. Stage fight over who gets to use the alien.
What's so funny about this? Okay, yeah, I just don't get subforms of humor. Maybe this is why I'm able to fucking be critical about. I did like this fucking video though. Okay, I thought it was a good troll, a good fucking around of Ian of iDubbbz. Okay, still worthy contender there.
Sam's supposed girlfriend, who was clearly being abused and on drugs. iDubbbz showed great concern, not knowing that she was literally just some college student Sam hired to shave her head and act cracked out. This was revealed in the documentary's climax, the big interview, to which iDubbbz was stunned.
Have you tried to get her any help?
No, seeing as she's a girl I paid $500 to shave her head and pretend to be my girlfriend, no, I haven't tried to get her any help. Should you want me to try?
Wait, okay.
I don't know her that well. It's probably not my business to get her off drugs. Also, I think I told her to put her hand in your pocket and pretend to be on drugs.
Shut up.
You think are you serious? You think I would date a girl that has her hair shaved like that?
Yes.
You think I'm a fucking mental case?
Yeah.
Way too base of a guy for that. Way too red pill. He likes the trad wife, I guess.
Yes.
No, actually, I've known her for a long time. And
this is so upsetting to me right now.
You think I'm a fucking millionaire? You think I have a shit ass office like this?
I find it so odd that instead of being relieved, he's shown more pissed off, since he was clearly going to use this as evidence on Sam being a horrible person. Another example of that was the previously mentioned Brony Simulator.
Hey, I don't know what he's talking about with that. That didn't sound pissed off. Okay, he probably like shit. I wasted my money. No, he could have made something out of it. Probably talk to Nisa and be like, "Yeah, this makes you look good." You could have turned it into something, dude. And what the fuck is the Brony stuff? Okay. Oh yeah, I think he's sad about that. He got trolled. He can dish it out, but he can't take it, it seems. Woo, woo, woo.
Fiasco. Sam's parody Kickstarter project, which Ian made a video about. It was taken down by Sam, and it seems even years later, Ian was still holding a grudge over this. For 7 years, he was mad at Sam for over some pony game.
What did I do?
Do you have any guesses?
Did I say fuck you or something?
No, you copyright claim the video.
Really?
Yes. And then you sent me an email.
I mean, I don't do most copyright claims. What was the email?
The email was, I will release the copyright claim on your video if you can send me a video of yourself squatting 200 pounds below parallel.
Why didn't you do that? You'd be so much stronger now if you'd done that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I can see why actually Rob is saying he's angry. A quiet, smoldering anger. I can see it. I don't like people saying this most times, but I can see it now.
Damn.
The rest of the documentary was Ian chilling with Sam, boxing with him, and driving around in Sam's cool car. Though after filming that interview, the two barely spoke. In fact, Sam was avoiding iDubbbz since he was asking too much. iDubbbz was easily annoyed by this and left after the 5th day. Regardless, both Sam and Ian's videos are really good. Much of the footage shown was mutual, including some of the more embarrassing moments for Ian, though Ian removed the parts of the interview that made Sam appear more genuine.
I think it pops in your head when you're filming a video and you're like, oh yeah, this would be a good thing to use as a prop in the moment.
The descent into disingenuous content creator, but when you gotta hide behind your wife or put up your legacy for your wife, that's a little bit of a bitch move.
You get my genius, you. What makes Sam's documentary better was that Ian spent too much of his trying to explain Sam's humor. He went on this tangent about meta-irony and explaining it with this wonky wheel, not understanding that Sam's humor mainly just comes.
Whoa, really? I might have just seen Sam's Hyde version. I might have tried to watch iDubbbz and like, what the fuck? Why are you trying to explain this fucking humor? Okay. Hyde is a different beast altogether.
Was off as him being a troll. Ian just didn't look that good in either video, which would make him insecure going forward. He was so blinded by hatred that he never even noticed what was really going on. After getting away with it was released.
Yeah. You pull some of this shit off at the end of the day. It is really pathetic. I mean, just writing him off as a troll is a mistake, I think. I think he's a brilliant strategist, a user of comedy in tactical ways, and much better than iDubbbz at playing his own game. Like this. This was beautiful. iDubbbz doing
that
this.
He wanted to fight Ian in a boxing match. Ian actually went through with this and released multiple videos of him training. The two were to meet in Philadelphia on March 4, 2016, but Jinx never came.
Yeah, I never really got into the fucking Creator Clash 1. Not really my thing. Let's see what Rob's Media has got to say about this. Everyone heard about Creators Clash 2 in the commentary field.
Ian then released another video mocking Jinx, ending with him placing a bucket hat on a grave.
Jinx wasn't a great man. He wasn't even a good man. I'll never forget the time he said to me, I've been saying I want to fight your ass this month, all month, bitch boy. Don't try to manipulate these kids, boy. Jinx is a poet, a rapper, an entrepreneur, a businessman, and above all, a reactor. You will be missed, Jinx.
Years later, on October 29th, 2021, Ian released a video about him trying to set up a boxing match with Rice Gum, which didn't pan out. Rice had been wanting to fight Ian since the Content Cop was released, though Ian was finally up for it after Rice messaged Anissa in June 2021. Ian agreed, though refused to allow Keemstar to
Oh, God. The Anissa. Push the Anissa button in that sort of work.
set up the event. Rice Gum ended up pussying out, which Ian was pissed about since he had gone to great lengths for this fight. He even got LASIK eye surgery, despite his glasses being such a huge part of his brand. He even asked Keemstar if he would want to fight, but Keem declined, wanting to fight Ethan Klein instead. So with the prospect of a charity boxing event in mind, Ian asked fans to suggest who else he should fight. It wouldn't be until March 25th, 2022 when iDubbbz announced who he would...
Really? Why did these people decline? Oh, Rice Gum makes sense. Rice Gum makes sense why he bitched out. Okay. He moved away. I think he's sipping for China now. I forget. Don't quote me on that. That could have been some other person. Like Jake, like the actual Jake Paul instead of the Asian Jake Paul.
Would be fighting Dr. Mike. He also announced that loads of other content creators would be fighting, mainly being people Ian was already a fan of. There was Harley Morenstein of Epic Mealtime fighting Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps, Graham Stephen fighting Michael Reeves, I Did a Thing fighting The Odd Ones Out, Justin Minks fighting Yodeling Haley, AB of the H3 Podcast fighting Hundar of Muscle Party, Eric of Internet Comment Etiquette fighting DJ Welch, Alex Ernst fighting Ryan McGee, and Matt Watson fighting Dad. Creator Clash.
I was a fan of Dad back in the day. This is the only reason I heard about this. Okay. I thought Dad's... Oh, whoa, that thing was beautiful. There was a whole bunch of ARG stuff that I was always into. Don't talk about it much. Have a little hybrid video, but yeah, that's about the most I know about the first one. Dad sort of whooping ass because he's a beast dancing machine,
as it was called, would be held in Tampa, Florida on May 14th, 2022, with tickets being available starting with this announcement. More promotions would be posted, including one showcasing much of the talent involved, one of which, Harley, would end up training with Sam Hyde. Sam wanted to fight in Career Clash, but was deemed too much of a business risk by iDubbbz. This was odd, especially since many saw Sam as the one who inspired Ian to do boxing in the first place. Sure, he had done it years earlier to train with Jinx, but doesn't it seem coincidental that Ian only became interested in it again after training with Sam? Either way, Sam still wanted to...
No, what the fuck? Why is he attributing this to that? Obviously, he had to man up for his woman, okay? This all makes sense. It's all around the woman. He has a complex about this. Goes up and down, and now that he's fucking been a clown, yeah, he cucked out and moved to the progressive train, it seems like.
Attend the event to support Harley, buying him and the MDE crew $10,000 worth of tickets for charity. On May 13th, the MDE crew pulled up to a mixer Ian was throwing before Creator Clash. Once arriving, Ian grew nervous and pulled Harley aside to have an intense conversation with him.
So we're talking to him and we're trying to reason. Here was Ian's A plan. He knew about the tickets before we pulled up. He was going to ban all of Sam's tickets. He was going to refund them, and none of us could come in. And it was going to be a surprise for when we first got there.
Yeah, he was going to wait until I was in Tampa to spring that news on me.
That was his gift to you? That was his nice surprise gift?
Yeah, haha, made you come to Tampa.
Who's the puppet master now, Samuel?
Yep, Ian knew they were coming, but instead of settling this online, he waited until they traveled all the way to Tampa. Dick move, I know. No matter how much the crew insisted they weren't there to troll anyone, Ian and Anissa didn't care. Luckily, only Sam was kicked out of the event, and the rest of MDE were able to attend to support Harley and Ian. Following this, Sam and Jet Neptune would be interviewed about the event by Brandon Buckingham. This was a turning point for Sam, going from being supportive of...
See, bad opportunity. I would have fucking kicked him out and be like, Sam, you can come in on the special fucking float that says retard. I would have done something better with that, okay? Ian's just lost his touch. And if fucking they would have pulled this shit, it would have been funny. Like, no, I had the special float for him.
Ian, no matter what, to spilling the beans on all of Ian's dirty secrets.
At the tail end of the documentary, when he wasn't getting the footage that he wanted, he was really upset, like an angry, child. Like he was pouting. He was fucking pouting in his car and shit. And he said, usually, not to me, but to somebody on the crew, he said, usually I'm the puppet master in these situations.
What?
Yeah. He said 100% on God, he said that. Usually I'm the puppet master.
I don't believe this shit from Sam Hyde. You take everything with Sam Hyde with a grain of salt. Okay, I've learned that much about Sam Hyde to know he is a tactical mastermind of the retarded kind.
Situations.
That's how he views himself? iDubbbz the
Yeah,
puppet
I
master.
guess so, man. I guess so. So anyway, I think that's where the anger comes from. I think that's why.
Yeah, and of course he's being puppeted by his wife now. So maybe this is true. I just don't know why you would tell someone from his crew this shit unless you were trying to get a reaction out of them. Take it with a grain of salt here.
He doesn't
first. And after Anissa's own family reached out to talk shit.
Yes, Scorpion, because I flipped it on him when he came out here to make me look like an ass. I don't think so, Anissa. Bitch. Ho. Try again, sweetie.
Anissa or Anissa?
It doesn't matter. Even your own family hates you.
Tactical misogyny. There is a lot of similarities between Vosh and Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde has better moments. Vosh has cringier ones and acts more like a pompous jerk all the time, like he's better. Where at least Sam Hyde typically doesn't do that.
Anissa was up there. Family members don't care about.
Honest for 10,000 seats and 100,000 pay-per-views, resulting in over $1.3 million being donated to charity. I mean, no matter how much you dislike iDubbbz at this point, you have to admit that's incredible. There was still a lot of hope for Ian, even from his haters.
No. I don't have to admit anything. You can't tell me what I have to admit.
Just over a week later, where he nuts.
I understand he's trying to be fair. He's trying to be fair. Why? Why here?
In a boxing match, fighting James Thompson as an undercard for KSI's 2 fights 1 night. Sam fought under his persona, the Candyman, an aggressive Irishman. He ended up winning the fight and called out professional hypocrite Hassan Piker.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division?
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Oh, this is why he got away with it. He was under a persona. Because this sounds really fucked up. If he was under the persona and you didn't know, I didn't even know this at this time. I just thought, yeah, he's doing a bit. If he was under a persona in the fight, even better. Tactical retard genius.
Or in the ring?
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup and his dresses and use his skin as a coat like the ancient Irish did.
Hassan would go on to ignore this proposal and even lashed out against someone who brought it up at TwitchCon.
Sam Hyde, he called you out on like a boxing event. Are you interested in like the boxing?
Yeah, he could have fucking turned this around. Sam Hyde. He would have fucking looked into it. Be like, this dickpad. But of course, it's Hassan. Not exactly the brightest tool in the shed. Even if one of the few owns he got was on someone like Andrew Tate. That always amazes me. Andrew Tate lost his son. Fucking. Which one's the bigger bitch? I don't even fucking know at this point.
No, I don't know why you guys are so into this shit. He's a Nazi. Like, I don't know. What's happening right now? It's so whack, bro. Like, I don't understand why all you motherfuckers have to like run around with this shit. What's going on?
Your cope about the Nazi shit is bad. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. He's Schrodinger's Nazi. Okay, the dude has that shit on blast. And here's where the real shit comes around. And a beautiful play by everyone involved.
The Hot Seat with Dax Flame, where Dax interviews random meme stars about their success. The first episode featured Aristoff Fatty, who was last seen in full force and sang the national anthem at Crater Clash.
Oh, God.
It was also weird how Ian didn't even appear in these at all, despite going up on his main channel. The second episode performed way worse than the first, having only 600,000 views as of now. This is actually the first video of Ian's to gain less than 1 million views in years, and that streak would continue with his next few uploads before announcing Crater Clash 2. The trailer announced the event taking place on April 15th, 2023 in Tampa, just like the first event. Ian would be fighting against Alex Osabi this time, with way more fighters getting involved this time around. There was Harley once again, this time fighting John Hennigan, Myth.
Epic meal time for the win. Oh, maybe this dad fight is the one I remember. I don't really know Chris Raygun. I think the real reason. Oh, Nisa Pierce. All these people are mainstream people. All these motherfuckers are just forsaking their commentary roots. It seems rather offensive to me. No, I don't give a fuck. This is why I didn't give a fuck about it.
Fresh, who many will know under his old alias as Krispy Kreme. He was definitely the most prominent promoter of the event. He ended up appearing on an episode of the official podcast in February to spread the word and gush about Ian.
Ian messaged me. It was like,
Ian messaged you? Like,
yeah. He messaged me. It was like, hey, would you want to give this a shot? And I was like, honestly, I was scared. I'm not trying to, I wasn't trying to box. Like, I was comfortable. I was fat and I was comfortable. I was trying to be fat and comfortable. But then my wife said, like, you should do this. And I was like, you know what, I should. So, like, I was like, fuck it.
But only a month after that, some drama between the two would emerge. On March 23rd, Froggy, aka Tyler, posted the following video to his Twitter.
On April 15th, if I don't hurt you beyond what anybody could have imagined, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans.
Seems pretty harmless, right?
Yeah, look at the fucking smile. He's like, I can't believe I'm doing this stupid little skit here.
The lineup, and Froggy Fresh will no longer be fighting against Chris Raygun, who will announce his replacement in the coming days. With just 3 weeks left, the countdown to Creator Clash 2 has begun. Creator Clash's goal is to make an inclusive and fun environment for the creators and fans while giving back to charity.
Oh, okay. You got to get that DEI point there. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry, the fucking inclusive stuff still is cringe. I know. It's all in good faith, but it just, seems like such a virtue signal to me most times.
That has always been our mission, and Froggy Fresh's recent behavior does not align to that mission. We look forward to sharing this positive experience on April 15th.
Yeah, it's when it's done in service of saying, fuck this guy. This guy is not inclusive for some fucking reason because he made a joke about my wife. What happened to the old shit talking? Yeah, I'm sure everyone at the time was thinking the same shit and made fun of it for it, and it failed. This was a stupid move that completely backfired in so many different ways.
Yep, so only 3 weeks before the event, they kicked out Froggy Fresh, and the comments were disabled on the post. Weird, right? Now, many automatically assumed this was due to the OnlyFans joke he made, something Ian and Anissa were clearly not keen on anymore, though the reason was also speculated to be because of a Twitter altercation Froggy had been having with someone going by the Pied Piper. This user kept belittling Froggy, calling him an imp. Froggy replied with the best possible response. Better imp than a pimp, shout out your boy iDubbbz. Anissa, come get your mom. Wait, what was that? Is this person Anissa Joma's mother? Well, after further research, it turns out that was completely true, though shortly after this, her Twitter account was deleted. Froggy would soon release a song, persuading the event's organizers to let him back in.
Mother-in-law gets involved. Gotta like the bitch who gets that along.
Give the people their money's worth and give them what they want. Give it all to charity for all the tickets that they bought.
On March 28th, the Creator Clash Twitter account posted another message, this time trying to elaborate further on why they kicked Froggy.
Yep, the Barbas. The Streisand effect. Why am I adding the Barbara? Because that's how my brain works.
The thing is, this barely explained anything. It just mentions that certain actions of his violated the rules and that they wanted the event to be nice and safe for everyone. The whole thing feels like a bloated essay trying to reach the minimum word count, or was written by ChatGPT. It doesn't go into specifics, only leading to further speculation. Many large creators, such as Critical and some ordinary gamers, showed their disappointment with the Jomas. Sam Hyde, who briefly trained Froggy Fresh for the event, even offered a large sum of money to let him back in. He would become Tyler's biggest defender, against those like Harley who was trying to defend the Jomas. Tyler even claimed that he was being sued by the organizers over $15,000 he spent on training over the previous 5 months. Mudahar even offered to pay the legal fees if this was actually going to happen. So who was going to fight Chris Raygun then? Well, it was this dude William Haynes, a man much taller and bigger than Chris, who absolutely destroyed him in the ring. On May 3rd, Ian...
Oh, God. I guess the diversity of that didn't work in Chris's favor there. Sucks to be progressive sometimes. Sometimes you got to let the black man be, well, Chris isn't totally white. There's a little bit of Hispanic in there. But you know what? White passing, good enough.
Would finally release a video addressing the drama, which was not received well by many. I mean, it has more dislikes than likes, and is flooded with comments criticizing him over his many hypocrisies. He finally explained why he removed Froggy, because the man was training with Sam Hyde.
The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And, you know, for anyone who's been following the story, that's, you know, fairly obvious. Froggy has explained, his side of the story multiple times. And unfortunately, he's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anissa's mom. And
does he know? Does he know? Okay, did you tell him? Did you tell him? Show people you told him. I don't think you did. Fucking using post hoc rationale with a trick up bitch ass shit.
That's extremely deceptive because he knows why he was kicked from the card. The one indication I gave him was Sam Hyde, and I wasn't unclear about that.
He mentions over and over that it's not because of the OnlyFans joke. despite the fact that most of the Sam Hyde clips he showed are of him making OnlyFans jokes.
But look how beat she is. Oh, nice jack-o'-lantern teeth.
That's like
I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's 32. Her teeth look like a pumpkin head. It's the Anisojoma hole stretcher. I'm sending
the drama. The only reason why he thinks that is because deep down he knows that he's in the wrong, but won't admit it due to his ego. He keeps perpetuating this narrative that making fun of his wife is drawing the line, despite saying only a few years earlier that he was fine with people making such jokes. Plus, she's a public figure, and she's been one since before they started dating.
Now, Ian's also upset with how Sam Hyde is talking about his wife. That's reasonable, but the thing is, she's part of this too. She has her own online presence. She's also contributed to the content cops. She also shit talks online, even to the point where she needs her mom to fight her in battles.
Yeah, if you can't take it, don't fucking dish it out. That's my general rule of this shit.
Knowing whether or not you're allowing me to fight in the event because I'm going to hang out with someone you don't like. Okay. iDubbbz' response.
Okay, what is this particular thing here? Commentary, bro. Hop in on this old thing. Fucking hell. Why am I pausing?
12 minutes later is, I don't understand why you're talking to me like this. Like, what kind of fucking ego do you have to say that, dude?
The main reason why Ian is in the wrong is due to his communication skills. He never gave anyone direct answers, had his wife give out vague public statements, and gaslit Froggy fresh. If he was straightforward about everything from the start, the drama would have never been so severe. He could have simply said why he removed Froggy and went on with his life. Creator Clash is his event. He can choose to not have it associated with people he doesn't like, but this whole thing was egregious on his end. And
Yeah. Froggy fresh. Stop with the moral panic. Let's get to the...
This guy
speeding
hates
up
women.
to get to the
I
good
do think
stuff.
women are a lot tougher than men in general.
Yeah, but that's
Like
definitely
emotionally, like women are so much tougher than men.
They take childbirth.
Emotionally, in general.
So what do you think men are good at? Because you said they're better at talking to people, they're better at being tougher. What do you like about men?
Not bad.
Wait, hold on. I said men are better at talking to people.
No, you said women are better at talking to people and they're tougher. It's like that doesn't sound like
Yeah, women are typically better communicators as a whole. Nisa might be an exception to the rule.
He also shows a bunch of clips of Froggy shit-talking Creator Clash during the drama, and lies about them coming out before the drama. This is easily iDubbbz' worst video, and was followed up by another controversial drama-fueled video that I want to discuss more in the next chapter, because what I next need to bring up is how big of a failure Creator Clash 2 really was. On July 3rd, Ian released the harsh reality of Creator.
It was a failure. Let's get to the good stuff. Let me actually at least get to this.
Care less about Ian having IBS. It's the fact that she revealed such information.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
if you can,
Why?
I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well.
Honestly, I can care less about Ian having IBS. It's the fact that she revealed such information like this that pisses me off.
Yeah, I have to wonder. I don't blame her necessarily if iDubbbz has a humiliation fetish, which it seems he's been developing over the years. It's like it's the trolls remorse sort of thing at the end of the day. Okay, he wants, maybe he's been gaslit himself. Want to make a joke about some sort of crap, but it's too late for this and I want to get ahead.
I can't imagine doing that to somebody I love. And while some money was given to charity, it was given to the Critical Role Foundation, owned by Marisha Ray, one of this year's fighters. The two are friends, and many of the charities the Critical Role Foundation gives money to are a bit shady. So will there be a Creator Clash 3? It seems like it. Ian might be fighting Leafy, though I doubt this will actually happen due to his online behavior. He makes post after post trying to troll the transgender community, and might be trained by Sam Hyde. Though if this event does happen, many changes will need to be made.
Even if iDubbbz does devote all of his time and effort to Creator Clash 3, I don't see how that would help, because that's basically what he did for Creator Clash 2, and that was a failure. And how would they handle the PR for Creator Clash 3? Make it even more sanitized? They'll be mocked relentlessly. So I say, sell Creator Clash, get it away from the iDubbbz name, give it to somebody who knows what they're doing. Maybe that will give iDubbbz the space he desperately needs to start fixing his image.
That does seem smart. Don't get focused on bogged down on everything. You're good. You made the money to make up the deficit somehow, probably by showing off your humiliation fetish, allegedly. Got to add that in.
You know, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
During all the Creator Clash 2 drama, iDubbbz released a video titled I Miss the Old iDubbbz on May 18th, 2023. And oh boy, I haven't seen a video this divisive in a long time. It's an apology to those he thinks were negatively affected by his old content, specifically the Content Cop series. He thinks this content promoted cruelty and bigotry, which in my and many other people's opinions is hyperbolic or flat out untrue. Ian thinks he was morally grandstanding in those content cops, despite the fact that he disproved this notion in the Rice Gum episode.
Well, you have some pretty horrible comprehension because I was hardly calling you out for it. I used it as a point to illustrate that you can be criticized for it. I didn't say that I'm morally superior to you.
I go on to argue that his recent activities would count as morally grandstanding, since whenever he gets criticized, he brings up his charity work and attempts to change.
Yep. The nuance is gone, so is iDubbbz' brain. Anissa slurped it out through his ass, allegedly.
He then apologizes to everyone he made videos on, though still has the balls to remark that he doesn't like any of them still. In particular, he name drops Tana, since she was the only one Ian harassed in person.
I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on.
What the fuck? I guess that he's taking the iDubbbz perspective on the harassment thing. What people consider harassment is really fickle and as nuanced as a fucking brick.
I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine, but I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way. I particularly want to apologize to Tana. Tana, I'm sorry. I should have never made that video.
Are you sure? I remember the Jinx thing. Was this before or after the Illuminati defender interviewed him and he totally cucked out to the black woman? You know, the white dildo up his ass wasn't enough, so he wanted the black variant. That's a joke, by the way.
Video. I harassed Tana in person and then harassed her online, and that's deplorable behavior.
If iDubbbz broke both of his legs and lost all of his subscribers, I would be genuinely happy.
Also, I have to ask him, what about Content Cop was so inhumanely cruel? He rightfully criticized horrible YouTubers. These weren't innocent people. Tana lied about him and sent her fans to harass him. Leafy was bullying children.
You think he had his brain at this point? I might have been joking with that whole thing, but man, soul-sucking something occurred to him, if not the brain.
Yet couldn't take criticism himself. The Fine brothers wanted to trademark the term react. Jinx stole content and made a profit off that. Rice Gum scammed his fans on numerous occasions and broke people's property over petty beef. And Keemstar is Keemstar. I find this the most hypocritical statement.
Yeah, I have no problem with the Keemstar take. It's just not worth doing. It's Keemstar.
In the video, since his more recent content could be described as cruel. His Froggy Fresh video is basically a content cop on the guy, where he lied about his supposed evidence.
We're going to take all this, wrap it in the bun. I haven't actually watched the content cop. I wanted to keep it fresh for this. I've seen clips. I know a little bit of the context around it, so it should be quite a surprise.
And mislabeled him a misogynist. And in the Thanos video, he made a joke at the expense of the disabled.
Sort of fed up with life kind of face. That's fetal alcohol syndrome face. Hey guys, quit picking on me. Quit picking on me because I'm British.
Now, I personally don't think that joke is cruel, but according to his new logic, it is. He also brings up his use of slurs in the past. And
lame.
An awful thing to say. It doesn't matter what my intentions are. Like, if I'm hurting people, I'm hurting people.
Yes, it does. That are the few in society that were already bigots. Ian cites an incident where a fan came up to him at a convention. The person was trans and randomly assumed Ian didn't want to talk to them because of that fact.
And this particular fan came up to me and said,
Began making responses, poking holes in his narrative.
Pain in the ass. I went over this before, I think, at least in my head, if not on stream.
Empathy at the age of 32. It's an absolute cop-out. Sure, he's allowed to change the direction of his content, etc., but this entire charade of a change of character is politically charged, and the result of him moving into social circles where he believes that having his former reputation is a threat to his ability to be a social climber.
The comments were filled with very nuanced takes, like how his fans don't think his old content was that bad, but that they're happy he's taking steps to change. Definitely the most popular response to this was Criticals, who also gave some incredibly nuanced takes to it.
He wasn't happy with the content he made of the person he was, and now he's trying to apologize for the videos he made. And I, once again, have to completely disagree with the way he looks at it. I feel like his perspective on it is very warped by the way the internet has evolved over the years. The way he talks about this content makes it sound like he used to fucking murder puppies for these videos, which it was never...
Base critical. That's much better nuanced than the previous one before.
That extreme. I very much would consider it edgy. It was 2016 edginess in all of its glory.
Yep. The context within its time, what was acceptable. Don't feel bad about that. At least you weren't H-Bomber guy or fucking Mr. Mediker with your fucking so-called troll phase. Although, who the fuck knows about them? Oh, yeah. Might do one of these on H-Bomber guy next week. Don't know. Might actually take a break. But let's keep up this energy here.
That was entirely the brand. And for its time, it lived peacefully. All four nations, water, earth, fire, air, lived together in harmony with all this edginess going on.
Though many of Ian's newer fans caught wind of this and began spamming the comment section with the same, almost copy-paste story of how iDubbbz' old content influenced an entire generation to be racist assholes. A lot of the people on Twitter also posted these stories, which were criticized.
Yeah. He overhyped his ability to influence a whole generation. The whole fucking Kinsian crap.
And I click on their channels and see that they're subscribed to Hassan Piker and Voosh and H3. And I'm left wondering, well, what exactly is maturing to you? And then I realize, oh no, you still like being offensive. You still like being vitriolic. You like bullying. You've just politically realigned.
A lot of figures on the far left uses drama as an excuse to push their political...
Oh, and of course, humiliation fetish obviously comes into play here, allegedly.
Views, condemning those giving fair and nuanced opinions. Most notable in this category was D'Angelo Wallace, a generic RedTuber who responded to Critical's video. In it, he claims that Charlie is wrong due to the video not being made for him. It comes off as really odd, as if Charlie...
No, it's not odd. This is the progressive ideology at work. He was iDubbbz was apologizing to us, the black people. We own it. You can't criticize it. Standpoint theory is crap. Sorry, I'll stand by that.
Can't have an opinion on this due to being a straight white guy. D'Angelo also did not research on iDubbbz. I can guarantee...
And fucking iDubbbz is a white guy. Why can't we talk about iDubbbz? Because he's one of the white guys, like Charlie. I don't even think Charlie's completely white. A little bit of something in there. I forget. Didn't really, not the biggest fan of Penguin Zero. He has a base dig sometimes, but sometimes he's rather late.
I guarantee he never watched his content before, as he makes false assessments of the content cops. Biggest of all is when he claims that the Leafy episode is mostly just making fun of his appearance. The reason why he did that, D'Angelo, is because he was giving Leafy his own medicine.
They're not going to listen to you, Rob Media. Sorry. Just accept it. And Hassan is a basic surface level bitch.
Users, despite the fact that people were making fun of him from all sides. 4 individuals Ian made content cops responded to him. Rice, Keem, and Leafy mainly just made fun of him, while Tana gave a mature response. She thinks she deserved being content copped on, and doesn't think he should apologize.
You need to be held accountable for actions. I don't know, it made me do so much necessary growth, and I think it also changed the entire trajectory of my career and life. And so I guess because of how much I wouldn't go back in time and change anything, I've never felt like I deserved an apology.
I still really hate Tana, but I have to respect her for this. Rare Tana W.
The reason why she is saying this and that...
lyrics before he became a music channel. I mean, he's better off that way. Commentary's cancer is becoming a cesspool of something I'm not going to comment on right now.
She deserves it is because 99% of that video is calling her out on her hypocrisy, bullshit, and overall making good criticism of her. And as you guys know, that's always been my main problem with this whole iDubbbz situation. It's fine if he changes, as I've said multiple times, but just don't misrepresent your past insults.
Situation know who she is. She's a really small creator. In July, Ian would be interviewed by this chick, Alay. It's okay if you don't know who she is.
Thank you, Rob Media, for fucking covering this so I don't have to scan through that embarrassing video on my own. I'm trying to get through this in a timely manner.
She's a really small creator. Basically, she's a far-left activist who looks at everything with the lens of race. She first talks to Francesca Ramsey, who alleges Ian made a video on her years ago. Not even old fans of iDubbbz were able to recall such a video.
Yeah, I tried looking this up. I'm like, this bitch is delusional. She's confusing iDubbbz with someone else. She's trying to get the victim points for this sort of hit here. Hasn't really changed. She was the one who did the R+R equals racism, even though that's a sociological term that fucking normal people don't follow, and they still shouldn't follow today. Some dumbasses keep on repeating this. They have no nuance there, no ability to adapt there. But that's besides the point.
So it seems like bullshit. Ian really only did this interview because he knew she politically aligned with him. She does a terrible job and brings up race.
Again, Rob, why not go into the theory about humiliation fetish? Look at that haircut. He's trying to suffer for the sins of the past. He's like the Jesus of commentary, man. He died commentary wise, and now he's risen again. That makes my video on what would iDubbbz do even more relevant. No, not really. Going off on a weird tangent.
Any way she can.
the narrative will still be that a white woman was centered in all of this,
Ba,
and that
ba.
ultimately you're apologizing for saying a racial slur, black racial slur to a white lady.
She criticized him for only naming Tana in the apology, and
Come on,
thinks he
come
should have
on,
named
come on.
Jinx too. Why Jinx? Well, because he's black, of course. She
Yeah.
thinks iDubbbz ruined his career, despite the fact this idiot literally made reaction videos. Olay claims that the apology will never be enough, and that he should be given the revenue he's made to Jinx and others like him. Reparations, if you will.
Yep,
Obviously,
yep.
Ian can't do that because he lost 250,000K.
The only person that I've really seen take any real measurable responsibility is Jenna Marbles. She said, I'm out.
If we had the ability to cancel you, you wouldn't have been successful in the first place.
An apology is not enough for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Mad about the fact that she didn't have the power. She still doesn't have the power.
there's anything that he can do that will ever be enough.
If it's never going to be enough, if they've been wanting to cancel him and ruin his career, if their best example of a creator taking accountability
I like glitch poachers, but I really think he took a L on the fucking Willie Mac video. He really did. His bias probably plays into this. That he probably melted his brain reacting to old Hassan stuff. I remember talking to him in Salvo's server. He's like, yeah, I'm doing some Hassan streams. I'm like, good luck with that. I don't want to lose the brain cells due to that. He's like, fair enough, fair enough. Oh, God.
leaving the internet, then it's clear they're not looking for any real form of reconciliation. They just want the power they think iDubbbz has to be able to scare people off the internet. The thing they were complaining about him doing to Jinx. If this is how they're going to treat these situations, then there's no reason to apologize in these circumstances, because it seems like their end goal is to silence you completely. Like they said, the most accountable they've ever seen a creator be is when they left the internet entirely. But if they can get
iDubbbz want to change. What's not fine is for him to misrepresent it just for political brownie points. Mighty posit the theory that Anissa influenced him to be.
Okay, I am tired about this misrepresenting. Just misrepresenting, it hits you back in the ass. Okay, I'm fine with people misrepresenting things because it usually bites them in the ass. It's when they're not worth being misrepresented. That's the time. Going after a smaller creator that you need to worry because you get content out of the misrepresentation, because not only the content creator, everyone else has more content. Is it good? Is it bad? No. But we're moving in a direction where who the fuck cares? We want the blood. I thought I'll just do this just to highlight a
A
couple
lot
of
of whom
things.
are SJWs, but realized that it would be more profitable to target to those people. This isn't a good strategy, as at any sign of controversy, they will dogpile on you.
Oh, he didn't bring up the Olay chick who fucking grandstanded. She fucking tried to give advice to Illuminati. If you don't know about that, I had some early streams about that with some interesting people, to say nevertheless. She basically was like, yeah, bitch, this is what you should have done. You're on our side, so let's do. And she got kicked off. She left the leftist mafia, probably pressured to leave because of all that shit, or thought it would be better to not be associated with the shit. Basically, she took advantage of this. She takes advantage of every little thing. Olay has nothing to do with her being black or any of her progressive ideology. She's just a fucking typical lawyer trying to make her little grift on YouTube and pick the perfect time, perfect target. I wonder if that worked out for her. Give me a minute or so.
These are fans that hate nuanced conversation and think that every conversation is black and white. If you don't 100% agree with me, you're against me. Especially in this situation, these fans are against nuance. They think that if you agree with someone with slightly different views, you will go down the alt-right pipeline.
My name is Tabitha Tenenbaum. I'm a wibbly-wobbly, transgendered, queer, autistic chatterbait user, and I'm a
What
first-generation
the-
college student, and I
What,
also
what,
have
what?
degenerative bowel syndrome.
What in the butt? Why?
2017, but his content is seen as matured now. He didn't gain this reputation by saying it over and over again. He earned it. Unless he shows true signs of change, he won't be respected fully. And I like the changes he was making around 2018.
Okay. You can see this video on your own. I skipped ahead for fun stuff in reality. Okay, let me look at this. Okay, Olay. Let's see how she's doing. Olay. Lawyer. Share instead. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Lots of grifting. Yep, there it is. Not even her most popular. So, okay, not doing horrible. She's playing the game. She's doing her thing. Ole, ole, ole. Okay. I don't want to make this any longer than I need to. Yeah, look at the lovely ole sort of screen there. Yeah, it's late enough. 2 hours on. Let's just get this party started with the content cop. As I said, there's a few sneak peeks that I know about, so I can comment on. No reason to put any more on it. Let's see how cringe this is. I am definitely going to do this at a higher speed. So let's get this party started. Go, go, go.
Consider in our defense too far because they have mobilized such an insane harassment group that anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I have this group.
Oh God, everyone was fucking predicting this shit. I'm like, oh God, this is gonna be horrible, isn't it? He's fucking going back on his word. Who's he gonna do it on? Someone deserving? Probably the fuck not. And that's the case.
What we do here is go back.
Disservice to the oh God. Okay, gotta admire at least him getting back. That really should have been a joint or a crack pipe instead. That would have been more fit in here. Oh fucking hell.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Awesome broadcast coming to
He really should have had a trigger warning for Hassan popping up. Okay, yeah, way to show your bias. You don't even fucking start it with your own fucking ass. Yeah, you have to have Hassan front facing to do something stupid, probably.
To you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. I have a very important announcement. I finally done it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You never have a important announcement. You're a propagandist. You admitted it yourself. Fucking hell.
I watched Ethan Klein's.
Yeah, I'm never gonna fucking do a fucking why does anyone take Hassan Piker seriously? Because that would be redundant. The people who agree with me on that will agree with me. Nothing I can do would sort of prove that anymore. And the people who would disagree with that sort of take won't, any sort of evidence that comes out won't sort of even prove it to their fucking LARPy ass motherfucker brains.
Content nuke. And I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing.
It was brilliant. Yeah, figures.
Was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly,
fucking being honest and playing it off as a joke. Yeah, you're a dipshit.
Ethan is more attractive
propagandist
than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything? How?
Gaslighting to the stream and fucking, he's learning from fucking someone like Sam Hyde, okay? You're supposed to hate him, not become him, Hassan. Fucking hell.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan.
You already became woke. Is this going to be a cringy fucking song to start with? Fucking hell. It should be fucking Hassan behind fucking iDubbbz here because obviously someone's taking it in that.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up. Wake up.
Why the hell? This is the dumbest thing you could have done. Everyone who fucking's been fucking gaslighting Ethan is in this video. If iDubbbz had half a brain and wasn't totally fucking mind fucked, with even a shred of fucking sense of post irony, maybe he's trying to pull this off in this weird sort of wacky way.
Anyone? Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not going to do a react content yet, chat.
I'm listening. Nobody told me to wake up.
Really? The fucking L thing? I knew this was going to be cringe from what I hear, but God.
Yummy, I love Sabramos.
What? That must seem borderline racist. The fucking.
Yummy, I love Sabramos.
What? Is this like a dog whistle to hate on the Indian people before it actually happened? There's some talk about this. I don't fucking know. Why the fuck are these spinning? What the fuck? I'm not going to say this is racist, but this is an extremely weird graphic to put on there. Fuck. And I don't watch enough fucking Hassan, obviously, to see fucking Obama next to an X over mark of the Queen. Fuck. How can anyone British even respect? Fuck you, H bomber guy. You're probably gonna get one of these next week, unless something more interesting pops up.
All right. I didn't plan on making a content cop on H3. It sounds.
Yeah, you didn't plan on it, and you didn't think it through. Yeah. This is brain dead.
It's very stupid even saying that. H3 content cop, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hassan Piker. Content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been.
No. You shouldn't do it on Sargon. Okay, you would fuck it up too royally. It would just make it more fucking popular. Okay. Hassan probably wouldn't do anything. Fuck off.
Like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's got to be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot. It's Ethan. He's the.
Yeah, you're coping. That's complete obvious projection here. Okay. Or so fucking totally puppeted that you don't even have a brain anymore. As I said, it's been drained. It's obviously been fucking drained from his head. Or he's being bought by Hassan money.
The one who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Ethan Klein.
No, let me tell you a story about friendship. You know, it isn't situational. People throw around that term way too loosely on the internet, and obviously, fucking Ethan, fucking iDubbbz, Ian, fucking that fucking title has no fucking value. Calling the friend thing. We're helping a friend. Call a friend, okay? Yeah, friend, you're fucked. How about?
I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years.
Yeah, like you, motherfucker. You should be the last person talking about this. Oh God. What fuck.
So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers. You trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject.
Are you gay? Are you retarded? Are you dumb, iDubbbz? Did you know anything about it?
To these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Well, the dancing invented was so kick-ass.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
I was just eating the toppings. And the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more.
No, that just shows how much of a dumbass Hassan is. The motherfucker, the co-op thing. This is just such a fucking backstreet. It just shows how intellectually devoid of anything Hassan is that Ethan finally woke up. Should have listened to Jordan Peterson. Okay. Not about the truth. It's about propaganda for Hassan.
More of the goof guy, and that's fine. You know, we don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel.
And fucking Denims. Yeah, she was talking about, well, maybe she wasn't Denims. One of these motherfuckers propagated the idea that she was a baby killer. That's a fun little fact. I think it was Denims, but Denims says way too much bullshit, especially in Hassan's defense. Like, it's so hard when he was having a meltdown about being a streamer, saying, oh, being a streamer is such a fucking job when I was driving all around. Shut the fuck up, Denims. Seriously. She says some of the dumbest shit, and there's also another thing that's going to come up where she supported it, and fuck her.
Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan.
Politically savvy. Fucking Hassan's fucking dressed down a fucking trans person because they disagreed. Ban them. Because he was saying, oh, maybe you shouldn't have debated that sort of gay, sort of conservative guy because he beat you the fuck down, man. That's not savvy. Oh, this is almost so comically propagandic. I don't even know what to say.
Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something...
Political propagandist is more like it. Tries to meme with a fucking... He's not a domestic terrorist. He platformed a domestic terrorist. Well, a pirate of some type. Don't know exactly how terroristic he was, but he's definitely a pirate with terroristic intent. And he compared it. He tried to chummy. You see yourself as fucking Oofy from fucking... Then he went on... calling him a political commentary. That makes it even worse when he tries to go on places like, what was it? The crappy ass thing, Trash Taste podcast with fucking the anime man, Giga, and the VA guy that I never really followed. Not that I follow them much now. They truly are Trash Taste with Trash Taste that no anime fan can really follow with. They're too pie in the sky for that shit. Having someone like Hassan to talk about anime with that, which is going to be ironic if something I saw is true.
They're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're going to call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience.
Yes, that's a dog whistle. You would call out the fucking right-wing dog whistles, which sometimes are really fucking weird, like the okay gesture, milk bean. Oh, I don't think anyone really fell for the fucking milk bean races. I think the okay hand gesture, some people propagate it. Don't know who in the progressive audience, but massively failed audience
that Ethan has, adopted over the years. They're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it, not on left.
Yep. They're not going to get shit. Glitch Poachers was right earlier. You should hand it off. Get it out of the hands. You can look like a good guy. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't even know. This was a massive L all around.
Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super.
Oh, headlines. Headlines tell us so much. Shows iDubbbz has such a great understanding, just flashing headlines.
Racist, like crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan. And
what the fuck? He's getting in fights? His Hassan thing just spiraled into the fucking massive ass crazy with fucking crazy ass people coming. Yeah, he engages with it. That's what you do as a content creator. Okay. They want to throw that shit out. he's going to respond. That's what he does. I disagree with some of his responses here and there, but at least it's better than cucking out to fucking propagandist Hassan's ass.
Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Millhouse, fucking dork.
Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking. And I'll say it and I'll double down on it. And people, oh, no, not go there.
And it's all culminated, at least for my.
Yeah, like if iDubbbz here wouldn't have cut so much content, so much context, which Hassan, of course, tried to jokingly gaslight the fucking in the very beginning. You know, Hassan seal approval on this content, cop. Yeah. Yeah, you're not only cucking out to a fucking only girl's waifu, you're cucking out to a fucking playboy bragging about going to brothels, which apparently some of the brothels he went to might have been illegal. I don't know. Allegedly.
Story in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out.
Oh, he burned the bridge with you. He thought you were a friend. I don't even know if this is fucking true. But if he thought of you as a friend and you not backing him up with all these bitches coming at him, yeah, you're not a good friend. Don't pretend you are.
I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach.
Yeah, do a video instead of trying to talk him out privately. You know, get fed this shit. You're fucking backstabbing bitch. What, you learning from Anissa, obviously? Getting out the giant Juju Cal dildo to do it like that. That reference might be lost on some people. I'm not going to explain it.
Coach, I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy's evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. And also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you got to just throw something out there. I used to work with this video editor named Frog.
Did he think it was cool by leaving the burp in? Like, I'm still cool with the toilet humor. Fucking, I didn't even like the toilet humor back in the day.
Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content. He liked Ethan's content until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that. You know, like I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that iDubbbz former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously...
What? Why are you pivoting to where he gets the information from? You trying to do a guilt by association? As I said, didn't watch this, react in real time to this dog shit thing.
A problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with.
The Hitler thing there. Low blow.
Is maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information. And that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why is there so much work being put into discovering this guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place?
This guy's trying to start a fight. Why are you listening to this guy? The fuck? What does Ian have to say about this particular matter here? Okay. What's this?
You do a little bit of research. It seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before.
You're getting the Snark Reddit? The ones who fucking tried to dox Ethan or did dox him? You're promoting this fucking account that by all accounts, I can't verify this, but they are the ones leading this sort of harassment campaign. What the fuck? You think they're not going to gaslight everyone and turn everything into a crash out? This is what haters do. these are haters at the very least. Probably a lot of Hassan fucking fans within there. If you would have followed the fucking thing between Hassan, there was a whole thing about fucking Ethan and Hassan. Hassan's just like, yeah, can't you just moderate the chat? Oh, I can't do anything about chat. Turn it off. Turn it off. I can't do it. What the fuck?
This account has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not.
No, the snark is not. At least if my understanding is correct. Which snark was that? Yeah, this is a hate group. A hater group. Okay, I don't know if they're a hate group. They might be, but they're definitely a hater group of Ethan.
Not me. So yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty.
Yeah, yes, friend. When did Ethan bring up this particular person? It was on the Reddit. Did Ethan make it into a big deal? Maybe he did. You sort of poison the well here or some crap like that.
Uncharitable and fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what Ian's trying to do with all this fucking... Oh, Ethan should have known about all this stuff. Should know not to address the haters, bring his hate between me.
Towards Ethan and Hila on Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and respond to the 2 podcast streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like, she's like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up.
Okay. This is the former editor. They're talking about it. Let's go on.
Right up on Nisa's and iDubbbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird.
You sure about that? Turn this into content. What led the charge here? You're still not speaking up. Silence is violence. Didn't you read your fucking progressive playbook? Oh, sorry. You have so much empathy now that it's just overflowing for everyone but an actual friend of many years. Apparently, I don't believe this bullshit. I don't believe the friendships between most of these content creators because they feel so fucking fake. Maybe some actually exist out there. I don't know. But as a rule of thumb, friends aren't really friends, especially when they're this spineless of a bitch here.
Crash out.
How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that.
Oh, that's probably true. That's probably fucking true. I can imagine he's narcissistic enough. Allegedly.
That's what I'm. Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you for the things that you have said and done. And I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
And you have Frogan, who was in the big fucking beginning section, got all whiny because of an unfollow. You ever wonder about that? You ever look into that? You care about that or anything like that?
They don't want to throw someone away
hour
because
long,
they've had some
full
hard
of this
moments.
much fluff.
We're all fucking human.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years.
Actually, I have to question that with Ian. He's like the fucking cuck version of Zuckerberg. Not quite a fucking robot, but you know what? He doesn't feel like these are real words coming from a fucking real person. Just someone, actually at this point, multiple hands up his ass, which he highlighted earlier in the video.
Years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they have.
No. Silence is violence. Bring it up again. You're a bad friend. That much is true. Your friend is getting shit. You don't say anything. Yet you're spineless. All that seems Does Ian not know what friend? Well, maybe he doesn't. Friends with fucking. Is he even friends with those old people? Max Motherfo, Filthy Frank, who's JoJo's ASM. No, sorry, that's Sino. Yeah, is he? Does he keep these maintained? And these motherfuckers, yeah, they're using you now. You think they'll care? Not throw you under the bus. First time it becomes easy for them.
Have mobilized such an insane harassment group. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
He left this in. He left this fucking in. And he's doing it. He's going along with the fucking gaslighting. It's amazing. This is unfucking believably amazing.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, yeah, people are gaslighting you.
Fuck. Oh, you admit it. You admit it. You admit it.
You know, a lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was
Oh, you're still holding it against them. Okay. No, you apologized for fucking throwing away all your shit. You apologized about that shit. It's traumata. Okay. Are they sending fucking, are they fucking supporting, sending people to come for your children, Ian? Do you even have, Ian? Do you have a sperm count that is viable to have a fucking child? Or is your wife made you do a fucking C-section or the male equivalent? Vasectomy, I think it's called. Probably has his sperm in the bank. Probably going to switch it over with a much more base male. That's how it's going to go.
Was actually like the number one type of harassment I got was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I probably done and stood by.
That's not gaslighting. That's seeing you fucking turn face and being a complete bitch. That's not gaslighting. Maybe there was gaslighting. Give us some examples. They're fucking audience members. Give us some examples. You had a comment there. Give us an example.
iDubbbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our...
No. The point is he was there for you in your time of need. And now he even asked you, yeah, come on, say something. Instead, you get this shit. Fucking backstabbing, butt plugging bullshit.
Our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't think they're fucking any friends of mine. And certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it. So I have nothing. Like, I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and Hila.
What about your text conversation with Froggy Fresh? Was he just trying to gaslight the internet? Well, it turned out to be factually incorrect. At least my understanding of that. Who the fuck knows? Dancing around the thing. Can't be very clear. Show the DMs, motherfucker, and let the audience judge for themselves. Or give your interpretation of this.
Are experiencing a ton of harassment. And I essentially empathize with that. And I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and denims. As much as you don't want halfway friends, I also don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want...
That's not a halfway friend. That's suspecting some sort of public support among influencers. It's amazing. It's amazing that he thinks this way. You deserve more fucking criticism for being a spineless cuck than probably Ethan threw your way. I'm sorry, you're just so sensitive nowadays.
Someone who's going to give me like an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Could you not say something when this is like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hassan actually wants to go to Gaza so he can strangle Israeli babies or some shit like that. I'd be like, you imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one-to-one comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same...
You're making it out just like it's this one guy. You are literally gaslighting. There's this whole... Everyone you had in your little crew has contributed to this. You're not even bringing up the Hassan bullshit here. Okay? And his whole little posse there. Your head in the sand. You're not even going to listen to your friend out beforehand. And has he not brought... How long ago was that drama? Did you not talk to him? What sort of friendship is this shit? This is delusional.
Relationship as you and one of your current...
I mean, just to be clear, Ethan probably was a little bit delusional about his so-called relationship with iDubbbz here. Definitely didn't want to believe it. Denial, obviously. This is just like, I can understand a little bit of that crash out feel, but it's more like reality hits you.
Employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to just like disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything.
And
like
I was
that.
supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's
Why do you
disgusting.
forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn
Never.
of Satan?
It's disgusting.
And
a
I
piece
mean,
of shit of a human.
it's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
Unfortunately,
yeah, if I know about this McIntyre, if I got this correctly, just going off of memory here, he fucking cozied up, sort of sneaked his way up into fucking Ethan's circle, try to make it out through the mother connection. I could be wrong there, but at the end of the day, motherfucker needs to fucking man up and do a little bit of basic research before you betray your friend over these people I don't even know your connections to. Are these people your friends? Do you even know these people you're fucking talking about the harassment of? So empathetic. Your empathy's right out your ass.
They never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you're...
Yeah, it's coming back up. You're going to judge someone by their past. What the fuck? A pattern of behavior. That's generally how you motherfuckers call people Nazis and all sorts of horrible things. Okay, you try to create a pattern of behavior, and yeah, maybe you're right about some of them, but you're probably dead wrong about others. Okay, that's the Hassan standard that you are rubber stamping, man.
You were aware of it at the time, and that there was some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time, and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it, and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
It's just incredible who ends up being the
Me, motherfucker. It's all comes back to your fucking ass. And at the end of the day, what do you got to show for it? But you're a bad friend and you're coping about it, man. And you just had to double down on the bad friendship aspect here. Great, iDubbbz. Sell your soul, your identity, everything out the door for your new friends. Let's see how well that works out for you guys.
good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our.
They're definitely the better guys here. I don't think good guys really apply. Okay, fucking
enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet, unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him, and you don't have to say anything. But like, what a fucking piece of shit.
Oh, they're bringing up this point. She's in fucking. She's on the lineup for Creator Clash 3, and he puts out this video, and he finds out about it on stream, allegedly. I actually really remembers that, putting her in an awkward position, and this is like super hypocritical here.
But what a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because then you'll just see me as an ally? Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination?
Is that what you think of allyship? Is that how simple-minded your brain works, dude? Hell, I'm not even progressive, and I still think that is some of the bare minimum bullshit here. And he's the Jewish guy. He's got the progressive stack on your bitch ass. Read the progressive rule book, dude. You lose here any way you slice it. Is that why you had the sort of women of color and fucking Hassan and the black man? No one can figure out why that one black guy's in there. I don't fucking know either. That's the one person I have no fucking clue about. Although I hear he said something crazy about Destiny at some point. because he used the N-word. Very ironic. The token black guy of the video. Let's see if he shows back up.
Nation accusations and lawsuits.
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan.
Kick accountability for crazy people like Bad Empanada and Denim's promoting Bad Empanada's ass. A sickened CP, whatever, child protective unit on his kids because of fucked up logic. Listen to this logic, not going to play it. Played it on another stream. The little motherfuckers talked about, yeah, Ethan's being sued by his housemaker and nanny or something like that because his kids are fucking touching poo and getting that shit in. They are taking care of the kids. I would sue their asses if my kids got that, more likely. I don't know the deal with that. It just seems like incredibly flawed logic. Yeah, your child care person, let your child touch the poo and let them get it. Again, should have been turned around on that. But from what I hear, Bad Empanada role is downplayed a lot. Noah Sampson's ass also.
Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the
Yes. You are spineless. Completely and utterly.
employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do
I love the mind reading. Yeah, they're pushing back because obviously they're also fans of Hassan. No, they don't want to incur the wrath. Okay, I can understand in case they need to dip out why they don't want to completely burn that bridge, but yeah, I think this is tipping the scales on this shit.
that every fucking week? It kind of seems like.
And good about that.
That's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say,
he's assuming that the employees are not backing him. This is, yeah, gaslighting. Gaslighting, mind reading bullshit.
this segment on rape.
Yeah.
Hang up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times because, like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane.
Use it later. But what the hell? You think they were just storing away? Oh, we were defending you. It's sort of in the piggy bank of guilt trip bullshit.
It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish.
What the fuck does this have to do with? Oh, yeah. He's trying to get the progressive stack points by bringing up her nationality.
For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the
Yeah, I really wish the progressive side of things would acknowledge the Irish get fucked, but they definitely like to switch the redheads to black people, which just seems strange to me since I found out an interesting thing. There's more blacks in America than there is actually redheads. Stop the genocide. That's halfway a meme, halfway true. The best things are like that.
part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not going to fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that one?
I mean, just the other day, Bibi fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not going to run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So
the problem,
such a fucking cope. You're hanging out with people. This is total deflection territory, man. You fucking with Hassan on this. You're trying to stay out of it. Fucking, you're not Switzerland. Fucking hell. Friendship means nothing to people online, it seems.
Okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
Her dad,
Yeah.
which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims
Denim.
is actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service lie.
Yeah.
Which I'll
And if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
today.
them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking.
You notice how they barely dip into this. Let's see what Ian has to say in this defense.
Talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
No, Denims is a complete Hassan simp. Goes with whatever narrative supports that man because she's up there.
Where we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship.
I read relevant chats, not random bitching. So you don't like that? Go the fuck away.
That we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person, like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me.
Because I need some criticism. You suck isn't criticism. That's just brain dead logic. You need to give me something relevant, not stop pausing. What the fuck?
Me than the other.
I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not going to make you guys like meet up.
Yeah. Friendship. There should be standards of that. There should be standard of criticism. That doesn't meet it. This. This, I didn't even highlight this or this. If there's something relevant, I highlighted this. I thought that was relevant. That's the sort of comments that I highlight here and respond to, not some bitching and whining. But go off, Queen.
I get it. You guys are in fucking, you're either my best friend who's deep throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the devil.
The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody. And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty. Well, then you should have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something
Oh, the friend angle. Beautiful, beautiful. Playing up the friend card with this. This is incredibly ironic.
powerful villain would say.
But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore."
Then
but that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have
agree.
anything else to say for your friends though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is...
Did he spread that? Did Ethan even spread that? I gotta go back. Yeah,
villain would say.
But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore." But that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say for your friends though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been...
This is such a cope. This is such a fucking cope. Maybe he follows it up, and yeah, this is the sort of comment I will respond to. iDubbbz is right in the beef with H3H3 because he points out that Ethan, H3, abandoned principles he used to stand for, like calling out hypocrisy and defending free expression instead. became what he once criticized, a corporate-friendly, self-righteous figure. I don't see how he's corporate-friendly. You're going to have to make an argument for that. The Teddy Fresh stuff comes up with, and yeah, I was definitely on board with saying he was sort of a lame-ass duck for the Teddy Fresh stuff. Throws under the bus for clout or brand safety. This is not brand safety for Ethan, just to let you know. He's going against an audience he established. He could have stayed quiet about Hassan, and he would just okay, and it would have been fine. iDubbbz critique hits harder because it highlights how Ethan shift isn't natural growth, but a betrayal of authentic, original, built his fan base. He's done it already. Commentary, he made that switch. You expect things out of this. The one thing I will give Hassan is he's consistent. Okay. iDubbbz, incredibly not consistent either. I don't like Hassan personally because, again, he's a propagandist, admitted to it. Can't take anything what he says straight laced at the end of the day. And just the context from this gives lots of fucking salt out there.
And a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your
Oh, let's take a break, okay? That's not a real friendship. That's not a real relationship when you want to pause a relationship. I keep thinking the friend. We were on a break. You cheated with me. But we were on a break. That's sort of Ross excuse. That reference is going to go over so many fucking people's heads.
shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now, but you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast.
He's threatening to sue the people of Snark. Is there an update? Oh, wait, sorry. There is Bad Empanada who basically encouraged people to call CPS, Child Protective Services. I always fuck up the initials on him. I think Ethan deserves more criticism for coming out that, yeah, some of the shit in Bad Empanada server could get him put away. That's probably hyperbolic, and he probably doesn't fucking know the law well enough to say that. But I want him to release that shit. I want to see that shit. Yeah. I mean, I understand. Everyone goes through phases. I can understand if you were an old-time fan and you're finding this shit to be rather dragged out. Clearly, this is emotional for Ethan. I wouldn't call it a crash out. I would say a genuine come-to-Jesus moment over the last year. And fucking hell, this war is fucking over everyone's head. Okay. No matter what side you're
I would be fine with you not
holding.
brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like they say something like he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
Okay, that's good. I don't know about that. I mean, I can understand that perspective. Aren't really relevant until now. Yeah, I just find this whole shitty thing shit-tastic.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're going to do? You think I'm going to fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens and you're perpetuating.
Dude. He's perpetuating. Yeah, there's a factor in that. How many people are he doing? How many people are fucking going against him? Do you even know? You're just putting it as your former editor and fucking Denims. He went through this with fucking Hassan. He went through this with fucking Frogan to a lesser degree. Okay. Yeah, at the end of the day, it feels like he probably feels like there's no one on his side. You're a friend. You stay quiet. Points out that you're sort of memeing it up. with a sort of Hassan versus him, if I'm remembering correctly from earlier in the video. It feels like, yeah, if you're going to say nothing, don't make these fucking dumb ass jokes at our expense.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about
Good
it
luck
on a
with
micro
that.
level.
Good
Have you
luck
ever
with
been
that,
in a
man.
comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself, in terms of these fair weather friends who are, you know, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah, is he fucking judging him by his content? Okay, he's distancing himself, light friend. Fair enough. Maybe Ethan's making this out to be bigger. You don't know the fucking shit that goes behind the scenes. This is about the fairest point I've seen from him.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are.
You're playing into controversy, okay? We went over the whole fucking thing. It basically was your business strategy that you disavowed with the content cop. You knew you got a better sort of a boom from the sort of reaction to your reaction. And yeah, of course, everyone's jumping on this. Yeah. Had someone say I'm late. Yeah, wasn't sure if I should comment on it because it's so oversaturated, this fucking topic here. And I'm not going to run this into the ground.
There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you. And
he was just talking about this podcast is your dumping ground. It's daily content. It's the grind they do. I don't keep up with their daily content. Do they have it? Basically iDubbbz or Nisa. Do they have daily content? What do they talk about? I don't know. Fucking hell. But you're dumping it here at a really fucking bullshit time.
And a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist. Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to.
Yeah. Who likes racism? Oh, well, there are dipshits who are pushing for that. And I think it's really stupid how they're doing it. And the people falling for that bullshit, it's stupidity at its core.
Stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much
Sorry.
do you actually care?
Yeah.
If isn't that the whole point? Like
this cope. I get this cope. You get called a drama baiter just because you'd like to discuss how things going on. Okay. You're attacking someone. I mean, Ian saying they're coming into his podcast in the comments section. Do you see Ethan and Gila sort of promoting that? Have you watched enough? No, you're checked out. Okay. I don't feel really bad about the comments section. It's when you have bigger creators. Are there bigger creators? Well, there is now after this fucking thing. I think if he wouldn't have dropped this, he wouldn't be having everyone talking about it. He could have just stayed out, but no. Why the fuck did he do this? Fucking himself over in so many ways, it seems like. Maybe he's got a sort of game plan. Maybe it'll work out. I think this is just creating more stupid, dumb fucking content for dipshits like me to go over.
I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever. And
okay. At least this probably has some element of truth. How's he gonna fucking spin this? I don't fucking know.
it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like,
yeah, it doesn't apply to you. Applies to Hassan's audience, applies to all these other people that you're loosely light friends with, I'm guessing. Okay. And they're just getting irritated that you're staying silent. Progressive fan book. Silence is violence. Why aren't you fucking pick up on this? You're new to this thing. Why are you so bad at it? Well, cowardly a tit, I guess.
like me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying,
You
"Fuck
think he
you,
has
you guys
those?
are being bad." You know, I don't think you're bad
You
people.
really
but
think
you're
he
being
has
bad. You're
balls
behaving
anymore?
poorly. You're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil
Oh.
rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those kids who are marching with the black students and
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student and I'm the white student, but I'm the white student that's not, you know, marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing.
What the fuck is this reading? It's talking about the white people have nothing to gain by marching for their rights. Okay. They're putting themselves on the line in a couple of cases. There's a case to be made definitely early on, and there's cases to be made that some of those white students at some of the protests are just like trying to take advantage of the chaos. Depends on what era. I don't know. That's not enough. He's not comparing himself to a black student. He's just talking about moral courage, which you don't have a spine, Ethan. So, sorry. Ethan has a little bit of a spine. It might be growing back, in my opinion, but I'm not putting high hopes on him sort of doing great out of this. I just don't see how this works out for Ethan too great. Maybe he can turn it around. I think there's problems with on his side, but he's going to have to do a lot of things. iDubbbz, I don't even know the fuck. This sounds like complete clusterfuck.
You're gonna have to march on your own, black student.
marching with the black students and
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
well, and it's the same thing to bring it back to Hassan just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like I was thinking about going to Gaza
Yeah.
until I found out it's
I feel
dangerous.
like-
He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
It's been performed exquisitely, harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for the past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hassan.
Like people like Anissa.
Yeah. Bring him up. Get into his Hassan stuff. Get into the Hassan stuff. That's the stem of this. That is the fucking stem of this. Okay. And it's been building up. They've been quiet for a bit. Then fucking Bad Empanada came onto the scene. And Noah Sampson, a name that doesn't get brought up by anyone in the know, knows he's a factor in this. Okay. Oh, God. Went over that fucking crappy ass thing there.
Are the perfect example because she's friends with these people.
Yes. That's what the stream's all about. Going over why no one should take him seriously. In reality, I doubt they should have taken him that serious at the start. So even if you don't take someone seriously, there is a sort of critique you can do through comedy. Does this fucking little content cop seem like a critique through comedy or a critique through, oh, woe is me? Whine. Look at the hypocrisy of Ethan. Yeah, there's an element of hypocrisy in it at the end of the day, but fucking hell, there's also certain standards that some content creators of a certain status should uphold. Yeah, we don't actually fucking know who called. Okay, it was definitely encouraged by both Bad Empanada and Denims. Maybe other people. I don't know. It was probably multiple people who called CBS. I meant Child Protective Services. Just saying
She's
out
friends
loud.
with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our
I'll
kid
show that. Yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry. I'll accept this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denims? Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling...
By your logic, this is what I have a problem with the right even. They're trying to turn the by your logic. I mean, sometimes the by your logic can be a good turn, but this is by your logic because we don't fucking know goddamn anything. We can't use goddamn anything to prove this. So we've got to use your logic. We got to use claims of harassment, which is ill-defined, to really get this sort of out there.
You guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time. Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content.
He's going that way. He's not very good at it even.
Creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
but
saying
that would be
which
commendable.
And by the way,
Oh, sorry. I deal with a lot of dipshits on the right as well as the left. Okay, I don't like extremism at all. There's sometimes I can see the utility in it as a tool, but overall, I'm not into the extreme bad faith, postmodern, I'm more into having your own standards and your own logic that you can live your life by. Actually, having standards and living by them instead of using other people's standards to live their life by. That's so hollow. You're getting your fucking... I understand the cooperative nature and getting together at the end of the day to come together for a particular thing, but when you fucking just lockstep with the people you think represent what you want the end goal and throw out the facts, that shit is fucking bullshit to me. But that's my perspective on that.
Kind of speaks for itself, that saying, hey, their house is clean, they're they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out. I'm not saying...
You're a niece's lapdog, though. You don't want to say it. Okay, but you don't like being someone's lapdog.
To my audience, because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's in my opinion.
You don't give a fuck. You don't. What's this whole thing? Ethan tried to socially pressure me into taking a stand. I stood against him. That is showing that you give a fuck. I don't know if this is financial pressure from a friend group that you're all suddenly part of. You really think that Hassan is there's motherfuckers who think Destiny is too valuable to throw away over his fucking scandal. I say fuck them all. Okay? Valuable to the cause. There's bad logic there. I've been fighting against dipshits on the right like fucking crumbs. And that's even almost a joke to call him a rightoid. A lot of people, he's just an opportunist. A lot of these people are opportunists. I despite my dislike of Hassan, I think he believes the things he does. Same thing with Ethan. iDubbbz. Fucking, I don't know what he fucking believes. I don't even think he has a belief in this. He's just beaten down by life.
And doing something that's
Yes, it
difficult
does.
and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
Point.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for...
Good point. Okay, I'll fair point there. That typically is the shit, how the world goes.
my principles when you don't even know what they are?
But of course, iDubbbz took that to the extreme. Okay. Extreme.
Like we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list.
What principle? See, I hate the motherfuckers who go on about principles, but don't get into it. Fucking Dave Smith moralizing about shit out there, talking about morals. What are your morals? Rothbardian? Yeah. Let me not get into that. That's a video I'm working on.
We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan, that can only mean that you're anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show.
What the? This is so fucking reductive. Okay. I might want to back this up for a second.
Plasmin, that means you're anti-Ethan. That's fucked up. We're going to want to avoid these creators.
Oh, anti-Ethan. This is a logic track out. I don't even fucking know. I don't
at the
care.
top of the list, but one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa, I think Hassan's in there. You'd think that Hassan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hassan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye to
Additional value for people. Okay. I'll hear him out.
people collaborating with Hassan because that's what he did. You got to be the lowest of the low to be associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hassan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hassan on Instagram, so Hassan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right up on us Nissa's and iDubbbz feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document and people can be removed or put onto it depending on how Ethan's feeling that day. You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hassan but are still anti-Ethan, but Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hassan. It's because Ethan is a coward. He's a bitch-made coward. I think...
What the? I don't even know how he gets... What's up with this tangent? He completely fucking threw me for a loop. Maybe I shouldn't have skipped this. I'm going to skip it after this. I'm trying to understand where he's coming from with this. I must have missed it.
Principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are? I get, like, we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list. We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan, that can only...
What's the point of... Oh, I already want to fucking skip enough of this. This just seems like pure and utter nonsense. I'm sure other people analyze this fucking shit from Ethan's... from iDubbbz perspective of what this fucking is. I'm not going to go into that sort of bullshit. Okay. Let me just get to the end.
people that he respects
convoluted
and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode that made me finally start.
When Stavros goes on Hassan's stream and he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man. And I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh, no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that. And I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream. You're not touching it. Fuck you. You're a coward. It's just his job. It's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although he's sniffing around.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife or in a video game. And I think he should.
Yeah, I think that's the important part. Okay. That's why he gets brought up. Okay. Going on Hassan, I don't even fucking know the timeline here. I'm burning fumes now. So, yeah, continue.
Should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's pathetic. And he interviewed basically a terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects power right now.
Yeah, I really think this narrative is a little bit too played up. Anything going into it sucks. Okay. But that's his opinion. And I have mine. I think some people should be honest. Hassan, fucking platform, pretty much a terroristic person. That's definitely bad. He definitely tried to make him relatable. Cringe, cringe, cringe. At the end of the day, I think it's a stupid line to attack someone on, but that's just me. I wouldn't do it. I'll just make fun of him for the Luffy comparison to the terroristic motherfucker.
Which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place, is because he thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way.
Nah, just I don't have the endurance to make 4 hours. That's usually my cutoff.
Way to attack. He thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send lawsuits to. And I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got a video and you've got an audio. We're hitting both.
Yes.
There's no point.
Let's leave.
Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
I don't want to. But shit, how pathetic are you? Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I don't like pedophile. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you.
Jesus Christ. This also has melted my brain, this video.
No. Yeah, I don't think it was that.
That was fine.
Big a deal. Of all the things that
Anywho.
it always surprises me what you think.
A gimmick,
Well,
a
I
gimmick,
put that
a
at
gimmick.
Olivia and she's like, yes, do it.
Now let's talk about the button. Ethan got this button, or kill
Okay,
switch, as
thank
a
you.
response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella. He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and Ela were like, we would kill button that right now if we could. I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why the kill button is on its way.
That's it. See, exactly.
He uses the button for everything. If his jokes don't land, he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But okay. What? Button for that? What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad. But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong on this one.
It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Why press? Is he going to extract some decent point out
I
of
think
this?
you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button. I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show a little bit more. You maybe say, I'm not going to have my podcast be an emotional dumping ground for today.
Okay, up until the emotional dumping ground bullshit, I almost could get on board with iDubbbz here. Almost. Okay. How's he trying to turn this on? Okay, this is the vent. This is what he makes into content. Just because you don't make content like him doesn't mean he has to make content like you. Especially when
instead say, ooh, it's important that we stay on topic. Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin mode.
I do not call myself goblin mode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, you did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now?
To all victims of goblin mode, I would like to issue an apology.
Well, you got goblin mode today. You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused.
I'm trying, bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin.
Yeah, my brain is on a meltdown now. Fuck it all. There's one point that I do know comes up, which is really funny to talk about if I'm not being gaslit by fucking X. I'll take a look at this.
Is because people saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending the common man.
I'm suing, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it.
Okay, I think this is the doxing point or something. Suing snark people. Is he suing anyone who isn't doxing him? Then talking about doxing and suing someone? I don't fucking know. Okay, I just want to get to this one last section because it's somewhat relevant. Oh, what? Oh, this might be
last Jew on the planet. I don't think Israel has claimed that. They're not going to say that their most genocidal behavior represents anything to do with them, okay? But what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together. So when they're being criticized, all of a sudden they have the perfect defense. Oh, another thing I need to mention. There was a tier list. It was called the Who Can Say Habibi tier list. It was presented at TwitchCon as like a panel that was just meant to be lighthearted and fun. And Ethan Klein saw that and he decided that it was anti-Semitic.
Tier list them, and we're going to need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't.
And also, we have tiers. We have Arab coded. They ask permission to say Habibi. You know, like you've got like a white guy's like, can I say it? Is it slurs? And then Love Sabra, which is they're not Arab coded at all.
Now, when I first saw this tier list,
Yeah. He understands the fucking progressive stack better than you. Okay, you're just into this. You're a light progressive, just like you're a light friend at the end of the day.
immediately knew what it was doing. I was like, oh, it's a play on the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list. Granted, Habibi is very different than the N-word, but it is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like that is a word that's used. Habibi, it means my love. Oh no, don't do that, Habibi. Oh yes, Habibi. You're my Habibi, I'm your Habibi. So yes, it's meant to be a fun way that these Arab content creators can express their Arab culture and be proud of it and happy about it, because it's not like they have massive representation on the platform.
Womp, 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 womp. Cracker tier list, at least a little bit of the old sort of thing. I think that's a little bit of a cope. Of course, from Ethan originally and other shit like that. Okay, here's the part where it feels really gaslighting. He saves for the end.
10 out of 10.
I know what a perfect apology is, lady. You fucking don't. Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint?
Dude, I got a perfect 10 out of 10. This one is actually best apology. So Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my God.
I was trying really hard to think about an impactful moment during this video. Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up? And I don't know if this came from a good...
You become woke, iDubbbz, so you want to wake Ethan up at the end of the day. Beautiful, beautiful. A good capitulation for this.
place or not, but I came up with the idea of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but
dude, it's obvious Ethan is fucking playing up the fucking 10 out of 10. Fucking hell on a handbasket, motherfucker. And you're going to turn something that's a joke into something yeah, so gaslighting.
worth trying. And, we might...
Yeah, let's see if I can legitimately make this point sick by getting this motherfucker who grades fucking YouTube apology. Try to get shit changed? What the fuck?
learn a thing or two.
Xander. Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey, Lud, no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation?
Okay, iDubbbz,
Is this what he's fucking watching? Is a post-talk grade change? How the fuck is this supposed to be funny?
I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from. And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for...
Yeah, he's not going to say the R slur, obviously, but that's what he's thinking. That's what he's thinking about iDubbbz here. He's trying to be real nice. And supposedly he took down the video he did on this, whatever it is. I just find that funny. You get a fucking YouTube psychologist to fucking do this. It's almost like a YouTube lawyer going over stuff. Legal Eagle's probably one of the better ones, but he's still a little bit of a bitch-made motherfucker. Better than a lot of the right-wing people like Nick Rekieta and other less reputable craptastic people who does it for a thing. But let's see how this plays out real time and closing the shit out.
For an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize. And I will be there to evaluate that.
Why no wonder he took it down. How are you getting into this? This is overstanding your fucking expertise. If you God, it sounds like a funny ass gimmick, and I can almost respect it. Great in YouTube apologies. I wonder what he gave the sort of. What was the chick who fucking played the ukulele for her apology? I'm not gonna fucking check. If I had more steam in the tank, I would probably do it. But closing it out on this
Apology when
shit.
it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade, but that's okay because this is the internet. Anyone can have their own official apology rating system. So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just based on my own feelings and my own rubric. When Psychology in Seattle was watching these video clips of Ethan, he said that it looks like Ethan could, but I also think
I want to see the Sindon
could
part
just use a
also.
hug. I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why your employees chose to work with you over anyone else.
You know, when it was on your side, Shonda Black. Okay, I know who he
I
is.
think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Sometimes you need tough love, motherfuckers. Why don't you realize different things? I don't even want to hear this bitch here or this bitch here. Noah Sampson, totally motherfucker. Tried to use drama. He's the one who got fucking bad empanada as the support of this shit at the end of the day.
Hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan Klein rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think he's got a good choice of faith.
Good faith, Gary. Fucking Noah Sampson here, the most spineless bitch. Even fucking Vosh realized early on, and I don't even think Vosh is great at it. Fucking hell. Doomer Media did a much better takedown on Vosh than this dipshit did.
Facial hair. I think it's really cool what he did.
Oh
God. Ethan and Neil, like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay.
Oh God, okay, I'm done with this bullshit. This bullshit at the end of the day. Yeah, okay, I might have missed out, skipped over this. I'm tired of seeing this. There's a few points I could almost be charitable to iDubbbz. But fuck him. Why does anyone take this man seriously? At the end of the day, he was a dipshit comedian in the beginning doing a weird ass fucking slapstick comedy. He finally got into something that had a little bit of relevance. It was still bullshit comedy with a little bit of criticism that struck right. He managed to tweak it. Then he went to the complete dipshit other side. And I can even respect someone like Hassad more, even though I think he's a propagandist and you can't believe a word he does. At least he's honest in his propaganda. That's the most credit I can give Hassan. Rogan, fucking don't know much about her. Seems like someone using her identity to get up. And Denham's just another Mike from PA with better boobs. That's what I'll say. Okay, maybe that's an insult to Mike to PA or Denham's. I don't know which one's worse when it comes to dick riders of Hassan at the end of the day. Who am I forgetting? Because Shonda Black, I don't care. Neither's the other guy. Oh, Noah Sampson. Dipshit. Why the fuck is he still in the spear? Make you look bad to an epic degree if you're on the fucking left. And that's all I got to say. Peace out. Goodbye. Let's see if I get any comments later on. We'll see how this goes in the long run.